That's my son there. I think some of you guys seen this, but I put this up because I was just watching this. I was teaching somebody something earlier, and I was watching this, talking about the fact that he got out of this submission. Proud of my boy, but yeah, he does jujitsu. He boxes. Both of them do actually. This is my 21-year-old. But yeah, I'm just putting this up for a little intro, saying what's up, y'all. Dada Yoda was good. Zilly Hero was good. I don't know. I got a little pain under my fucking armpit. I don't know what the fuck that's about. My left armpit too. I better fucking stop, motherfucker. I'll be going to the hospital. But yeah, I'm letting y'all join up real quick, then we'll get into it. No problem. It's 11 of y'all in here. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing when you get in here. Your Agent 9 was good. AKOYE, where you at? I'm right behind the screen. It's about to get the hell out of here right now. That was us in Vegas last August, I think. Something like that. What's good, AK family? You right. Dada Yoda was good. Dada Yoda, whatever. You say your name. Happy Monday. Hello, everyone. What's good? What's good? For those who don't know why this video is taking place, first off, you know, I mean, I'll let a few more of y'all join up, but you already know the house rules, man. When you come in, if it's 27 of y'all want this video to pump, definitely all 27 of y'all right now. I don't care what you're doing. Stop. Find the like button and at least do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Do that for me and get people up in here. What up, nation? Exactly. Noon. Winston was good. Yoda Star. I got Yoda over here somewhere too, actually. My young boy. He back here right around. I'll put him up here for the day since we talking Yoda. You can hang out, buddy. Hang out, boy. He still can't see him. But yeah, man. As a matter of fact, oh no, I can't put him there either. But yeah, man. Been going back and forth. So make sure you guys, there's 35 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I've been going back and forth on Twitter all day, for real. Sneed DT. So those who don't know what's going on Twitter, you might want to catch yourself up. You know what I mean? I've been arguing with Terrence Parsons about his brother. It's really not even about his brother. I put a post up just saying I was excited about Rashan Gary. I ain't talking about nobody negative. I wasn't even coming at nobody. He decided to go under the post and say, man, for 50% of the snaps, matter of fact, I'll post what he said. I'm gonna leave it up for most of the joint. Let me see what he posted. Let me go copy it real quick. I'll put it up. Hold on. I'm about to show y'all what he said, so we can have that in the comments. I'm gonna put this up here. As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna take a picture. I'm gonna copy it. Let me pull this up. I'll copy it and paste so that we so I can put it in the chat. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Hold on 1 second. Boom. So this is Terrence Parsons. His quote. I'm gonna post that. Boom. This is the quote. This is not from me. This is the quote from Terrence Parsons that caused this video. Yesterday, I posted a video just saying, I mean, not a video, but just a post just stating, hey, I'm excited to see what Rashan Gary does for us this season. And like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. And this was a response. He said, if you watch that film of Gary, ain't no way, LOL, 50% of the snaps and you only want to play 3 to 4 seconds on a division where all running quarterbacks, I hated that move. Last year, he loved the fact that Gary was over there, but suddenly it tells you that there was a problem between Parsons and his camp and Gary's camp. And I already know part of that because I've spoken to Gary's camp, and now I'm going to get a chance to speak to at least part of Parsons' camp, depending on, I don't know, it's his brother, but I'm just saying, like, he wouldn't say it if there wasn't an issue. If they was chilling at, he wouldn't have came out publicly. Like, he's not going to come out and talk about Jordan Love because that don't make sense, right? But he comes out and talks about Gary after he's gone. And it's like, and he tried to shit on him. So I said, oh, why are we doing that? And then he kept doing it. So I said, so if your standard is he jogs on certain plays, right? Everybody does in the league. But if your standard is he jogs on every play, you're saying it like it's every play, and he only plays 50% of the snaps. I'm like, in the beginning of the season, he definitely wasn't playing 50% of the snaps. So really, this conversation actually points to a narrative that he probably shouldn't have brought up. And we're going to do a round 2 tomorrow. TP was supposed to come on. Terrence Parsons was supposed to come on. But by the time I got the film done and I had some contractor work to do I had a conversation with my general contractor. By the time we got that done, he was already out to eat. So we just said, all right, we'll postpone for tomorrow, but I'm already set up for a show today. So I'm going to do this one today. This isn't like an ambush or nothing. I'm not, I'm not going to do too much because I'll go through one game instead of the three that we're going to look at, and it gives me more time to pull up the film for the rest of the games anyway. So works out. But basically, the conversation was that uh, Gary is lazy. Basically, he's lazy, doesn't really want it. You know what I mean? He's not a good pick at 6'5", 280, and can run a 4.5. I don't understand how you and sets edges crazy. I don't know how you can't do nothing with that. But he shouldn't have brought it up because the narrative actually it tells a different story when you're watching the film, and it actually it matches what Gary's agent was telling me. And I said, oh, I didn't even see this because I wasn't watching the full game. I was watching Gary snaps when he's on the field, but I wasn't counting the fact that they're pulling him off the field for dumb shit. So like, why is he playing 50% of the snaps and he's not injured? And he was already at 7.5 sacks up until week 8. Why would you start pulling the guy? I mean, they weren't pulling him off the field before the Pittsburgh game, and he wasn't injured. So why are you pulling him off the field for 50% of the snaps all of a sudden? Why did you start moving Micah Parsons to 4-eye instead of a wide or outside linebacker? Because he's not setting edges very well on a regular basis. So they started moving him around, which I understand. You got your new toy, you're going to move him around, but you can watch. I'm going to show you the first game. And I think that is, I don't think it's Chicago. It's the Giants game. Gary's not on the field very much at all. And when he is on the field, they got him pressing tight ends, dropping in coverage. He's not blitzing at all. Then when you get to the Minnesota game, something else interesting happened. I said, damn, they got him still doing that. And he's not on the field. The defense only played a total of 54 snaps in the entire Minnesota game. And Gary's on the field for maybe 20 of those, maybe. And when he's on the field, he had a dead to right sack on JJ, and he missed it. And Wyatt actually cleaned it up and got the sack. But I'm like, he only rushed in that game maybe 4 times. We're going to count it together because there is 0. This is literally there is no way to cherry pick because he said I'm cherry picking. So I said, there is no cherry pick because that's what took me so long. I took every defensive snap. So y'all about to get a treat today because I never do this because it takes too fucking long. But I took every defensive snap for 3 games so far. I'm going to do 6 altogether. But every defensive snap, whether Gary's on the field or not, whether Mike is on the field or not, it's not a Micah Gary comparison so much so, but I'm just the reason Mike is in the conversation is because Micah's brother is the one doing the talking, as if Micah doesn't do any loafing whatsoever. So I bet if your loafing is your standard, I bet not see no loafing at all on the field when you're on the field. If that's what your standard is and that's what you're judging, then I shouldn't see it from your brother, right? That's just, facts. Now, I don't see it when it comes to pass rush because that's what he's here for. He wants sacks, but he doesn't care about the run at all. Now, I don't see it from Gary very much at all, but unless he's truly tired or injured or hurt or whatever, you can see he gets dinged up on certain plays. So does Micah. This is football. So it's not a judgment thing where I'm not going to be super anal and petty about what I'm looking at because certain plays I understand. If play not going your side and you ain't got no chance to track it down, especially if you're Gary, you ain't that damn fast. Like you ain't chasing this shit down while you running full speed like you're going to get there. You're not getting there. You know what I'm saying? Certain guys can, you know what I mean? Mike is one of those guys that can run all the way across the field, sideline to sideline. So I understand, especially versus on certain sacks where he's running full speed ahead. But you can definitely see after week 8, I don't get why you would take a guy who's leading your team in sacks off the field more and have him not rush more, or have him hold tight ends up so that Micah has more time to get there. Like you see that. And even some of these sacks they're just super hustle sacks, you know what I mean? Coverage sacks things for both guys and for the rest of the team. So it's very, very, I don't know why you brought this up. And I don't think he was thinking when he started talking about this narrative because I wasn't even thinking about Micah Parsons. I wasn't thinking about this story. I was just saying I'm excited to see Gary play. And then he started talking. And then the reason we got into the show idea is because a lot of the Packers fans think that I was attacking Micah Parsons. They started coming and attacking Gary. And then we started going back and forth. And all I asked for, when I'm debating with somebody, I can get gritty too. Like, and I'm learning now, right? Me and my son were just talking about this, man. It seems that when you are nice or kind to people, people think that you're sweet. I don't understand what it is. I be kind because I ain't got no static. But then they make you show teeth. I mean, I'm sitting there talking to people on Twitter today. I'm just like, okay, I'm not even arguing with you about Gary. I don't know the guy. He ain't my friend. Show what games are you talking about? Let's take a look. Then instead of telling me the games because I know you're lying, you have even Parsons. You don't have no. You're not telling me the games. You give me one play at a time. You're posting Brian Baldinger, or you're not telling me anything other than I'm retarded or some other shit. So then you start getting personal instead of telling me what games you talking about. That would be like, can I take your order? And you say, fuck you. What? I'm trying to ask you what it is you want me to look at so that I can look at it. I'm not arguing with you, but now I'm arguing with you because you talking shit for what? That's what I see a lot on Twitter these days. And it's like, yo, y'all don't even really want the smoke because when I ask you for it, you run. I don't understand it. And I don't mean run like I'm a tough guy. I mean, you don't want to do the content. You don't want to do what I'm doing. You don't want to listen to what I'm doing. Either stop listening to me, which is cool. I don't give a fuck who listens to me. I mean, I care about my AKs, don't get me wrong. Those who come here and support the channel, I do love that. But if you didn't like me for whatever reason, I can't sit here and say, well, you didn't like what I said, so now I got to cater to you. I can't do that. I got to put it out on wax the way it is. And that's it. And those who are looking for what I'm putting out, which is truth, then you here for that. If you're not here for that, you're going to leave. And I'm not saying the truth from my perspective. I mean, universally true. It's something on the field. If you're doing something on the field, it's going to show. And then I'm going to comment on what it is. And if it's good, it's good. I'm not going to make excuses for it. I'm not going to lie on you or about you. I'm not going to lie to you, on you, or about you at all. Get what I'm saying? So, and I'm not going to lie for you. That's the truth. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get the likes up and y'all do what y'all got to do. Just know, like, I don't really like throwing sources out there on a regular basis, but do understand that a lot of things I even talk about, especially when I start talking about like nuancey shit about like, Diggs and Micah behind this. I don't throw everything out there because that's just corny for me to do. I'm blessed to be able to have certain conversations with people who are in the know, and I don't want to expose their hand because they probably stopped getting the information they get. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say everything, or I get given information, they tell me I can go. But I also understand, hey, you might be trying to feed me a narrative and battery back me. So I still don't jump out there with what I'm giving. I'll go and check first before I even start talking. And I'll be honest with you on this one. Gary's team told me a lot. We talked for a long time. And I asked, I said, hey, yo, can I quote you? He said, you can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. You don't care. But I said, nah, because you might be trying to use me as a Trojan horse. So, I mean, no offense to you, brother. I just say that's just how I think, right? But if you're watching this, that's just how I think. So initially, I didn't even jump into the things that he was saying. I just jumped into, the film the way I naturally would. But once TP started talking, I said, oh, well, let me go and look. And I finally went to Pro Football Reference. When I went to Pro Football Reference, I looked at the games where Micah Parsons went from like 2 tackles, 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 1 tackle, 1 tackle, 2 tackle. You can go look. And then and after 2 losses, they had 2 losses in week 14, 15. I don't remember who they were playing. Or week 12, maybe 11, 12, somewhere in there. 10 or 11, somewhere after the Packers game. I mean, after the Steelers game. They had 2 losses. After that, the defense definitely changed. And then Micah Parsons' tackles went up, sacks went up, tackles for loss went up. I said, what happened in those 3 games? So I started with those 3 games. That's what we're looking at. The Giants, Minnesota, and Detroit second game. I said, why did he do so much better in those games? And the reason is obvious. You know what I mean? Gary must have been mad with the organization, and the organization started throwing dirt on him because they knew he wasn't going to be happy. I don't know if it was incentives or what. They maybe trying to save some money, but they started pulling him off the field. He just standing on the sideline. You got number 55, whoever that is, and number 99 that are filling in, and number 59. These guys are on the field on an obvious pass situations. And now that wouldn't bother me so much because you're saying like he's not a top pass rusher or whatever, if you think that. But an obvious pass situation, why are you pulling him off the field if he's already shown you he's got 7.5 sacks in those situations? Why would you pull him off the field in those situations? That don't make no fucking sense. And that's what was happening. And that's what I was told before I watched it myself. So I'm like, that's what I was told by his camp. Now I'm thinking everybody make excuses for their guy. So I'm like, I didn't even dig into it. I took that with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, they said, yeah, they stopped rushing him. I said, I see that they were rerouting, having rerouting tight ends. I thought that's what they meant by stop rushing him. No, I mean, like literally he's not on the field in obvious passing situations. They started bringing him on the field in run situations. And if they happen to pass, then he gets to go rush. But that wasn't what he was there for most of the time. And I'm like, that is very strange. That's strange to me. Very strange. You can even see the body language between him and Parsons too. They definitely had an issue. And I know now it's confirmed because obviously I talked to both camps. So I'm talking to both camps. And both of y'all ain't got nothing nice to say about each other. It ain't got nothing to do with the game, really. Y'all talking. They both, one is defending. I think Gary's camp is more deflecting and defending. But there's some toxic shit coming from the Parsons team. And I already know TP wouldn't jump out there and say no crazy shit if his brother wasn't already saying these things. So y'all can say that's a little bit of innuendo, a little bit of hinting right there, maybe. But I ain't wrong. Because if it's somebody that would get you in some sort of heat for criticizing, your brother would have put the X-nay on that a long time ago. But you must have a green light to go at Gary. And why would you have that? Because they had a problem. And what was that problem? I think the problem was they were arguing about productivity, who plays weak side, pass rush, things like that. There was definitely an issue in that locker room. And the thing that I'll say, if this was, a nuanced thing or new thing, or not nuanced, but new thing, I probably wouldn't give it that much credence. But knowing the way he left here, knowing the fact that he had rubbed certain guys here the wrong way, no pun intended, D-Law, Hooker, and then on his way out, the conversation that D-Law had versus, what Diggs, Diggs, his buddy, did on his way out. Weighing those things against the current situation, it's like, okay, a pattern is there. And then you haven't been the greatest teammate. We're not going to get into the Penn State shit, but everywhere you've been in the last 3 teams you've been on, one thing is true. And this is coming from a guy who called Parsons his favorite player. I mean, I think that he's the most talented guy in the league at middle line. If he plays linebacker, I'll keep saying it. I don't think that he wants to be that. I think that he's limiting himself. I will say that too. I've already told his brother that this is why I said, why are we doing this on Twitter? Because he knows my number. Me and TP talk when I did the Michael Parsons documentary. You can say trader or traded on. I think once he got traded, a lot of people didn't watch it because it was 43 minutes. Nobody wanted to watch that long ass shit. And I wasn't really consistent with content at the time. So a lot of y'all probably haven't even seen it. But he saw it. I sent it to him first. I told him, I said, listen, one time come at your brother, I think I was fair. We talked about it. He watched it. I watched it. We cool. Ain't no beef. But that's why I said, well, what was the Gary shit about? Why you jump right in my comments talking crazy, and then you started all this shit with the Packers fans and then disappeared. That's why we doing the show. Because it's like, bro, don't leave me holding the bag like I'm just here trying to shit on your brother. I wasn't. I'm going off the standard that you set when you start talking about Gary, which is he's jogging, he's loafing. I said, I'm watching your brother do that on rundowns, which are more important than the pass downs that he's rushing and running all over the place on. He's saving his energy for that. But in rundowns, he's not doing anything either. Why? Because he's saving himself for the pass rush, right? Okay. Now, if you say that's cool, he's setting edges and just saving himself. I don't know if his coach might have said that's okay. Cool. No problem. I'm not in the room. But if that's the standard that you set, you can't say that stopping the run isn't more important than getting the pass rush off, because if you don't stop the run, you can't pass rush on 3rd and 2. You know what I'm saying? 1st and 10 maybe, but 3rd and 2 is real difficult. So you definitely need to stop the run. So anyway, that's how we got here, just for those who don't know or who didn't know. That's how we got to where we at. Then there's a lot of guys just chiming in, talking some bullshit. But here's my rule, man. And I'm not being arrogant, but I do put a lot of time into this every day. If you're not referencing no facts, I'm done really responding to people who talking shit on Twitter. Because if you're not responding with, hey, give me the film, even if you don't watch film, I'm not trying to be a film elitist, like, show me the film. And I know you don't really know nothing about no film. I understand that. Just tell me the game that you're referencing or the time period. Be like, oh, all of October. I'll watch all the games of October for you, brother. And I will give you everything you're asking for. And if you're right, guess what? I'm here. Anybody who's looking to teach or learn loves to be contradicted. If I'm contradicted, guess what it means? I learned something. So if you can teach me something, if I come in here thinking I know something and you whoop my ass and I'm just totally, contradicting myself or I'm wrong for whatever reason, I stand corrected. No problem. Because I've learned something and I'm happy for that. I'm happy. I'm just like I'm happy if somebody go whoop my ass in sparring. Guess what? I learned. So, like I said, I'm done responding if somebody not responding with some film. If you just on some emotional tangent, you can vent somewhere else. If you're here and you not here, I'm taking them on Twitter. But if you're here and you want the film, I'm gonna give it to you. Infinite X7. I appreciate that, man. My number right now, 137. That's my favorite number too. But I appreciate the membership, man. Make sure you guys, like I said, those who haven't, hit that join button because y'all can see I'm on my Candace Owens, Ian Carroll shit right now, man. I'm on it every day. I'm gonna sit here and do it. I'm gonna be Alex Jones of football in a minute. I got all these little conspiracy narratives and shit like that. I'm not even looking for them. They just popping out of nowhere. I'm gonna be like Bohemian Grove, you know what I mean? Dak was there, you know what I mean? But y'all know what's up. Accumulated knowledge. Yep, let's fucking go. The law of belief is where it is at in life, where it's at in life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. Ah. Oh, let me see. He said, "AKOYE, I can get used to listening to you a few times a week. Thank you." Oh man, you get real used to it because, like I said, this channel is going one direction, bro. That's up. That's it. Because I've been doing this for a while and I haven't really. And I'll tell you why that's been too. Before we get into the film, I'll say this one last thing. This is why I tell y'all I don't like to read the comments in the beginning of the videos, but I know I need to give y'all some sort of interaction and engagement too. But I don't like reading the comments because y'all say certain things that are good, but it gets me into sidebar conversations like Bohemian Grove, you know what I mean? But when I first started this, the reason is a reason why I wasn't going after the bread initially. Because one, I was making money. When I first started, I probably was in the streets. I don't know. About the end of my run in the streets. So I was okay making money then. Then I got into, legit business and I started making money doing that. Right. And then now I'm in I own a company that rents out homes to wounded veterans, homeless veterans, and people with like mental disorders or whatever. But that's not why I wasn't after money in this. It's not like I'm saying that to be funny or saying it because it's like because I'm the guy that's got the lowest subscriber count. I say this thing with pride. I got the lowest subscriber count out of all the people who started with me, and I probably is least the least monetized, right? But not because I don't know how to monetize or don't know how to make money doing this. It's because I knew if I came out before I found my true voice in this and started to make money doing something that I may not want to continue doing, like the news. I don't want to do Cowboys news. I never did. That's why I would disappear and only reappear when it's something to talk about that I care about. And that more narrative that I care about because I'm talking and they create, they bifurcate and create other, split narratives, right? But in the beginning, it was like if I made money doing something I didn't really like, this would make this a weight around my neck. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have commission breath coming out and having to keep talking about shit I don't even care about just for the bread. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to do that. I said, wait till you find what you really want to do every day, what you can talk about. And that was film. I kept coming back to film. So I said, all right, dive into that and then refine your craft, learn it, sit down with certain guys. I've sat down with, pro players, coaches, so on. My guy D-Tone Jones, you owe me some film. D-Tone Jones played for Dime Caper, so I really want to sit down again with him and do some film because he can teach me more about this scheme than I think anybody because Fangio comes from the Capers tree. But saying all that to say, I wanted to refine my skills first, whether it be color commentary, you know what I mean, analysis, getting my feelings out of it because like I said, I was still talking like, we out here ready to rumble and I would get too aggressive. Like, that's why I gave grace to certain people that do that with me because it's like, I was you get what I'm saying? When I was learning the ropes. So I do get it. You know what I mean? I get certain things. I just don't like people who are just intentionally malicious. That's why me and AOC don't get along. Other than that, I understand that people shock jock and do crazy shit. I used to do it without intention. I would just say the first thing come to my mind, not realizing we are debating about football. We're not about to meet and beat each other ass. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even take it there. It shouldn't go there. So I had to learn that. Now that I have my voice, now it's time to ramp up because I know, the boat is built. There's no holes in it. I know what I want to do. Now it's cool. So now I'm ramping up. So that's why I said this year is going up because I'm dead serious. You know what I mean? But what's up, my boy? Oh, that my boy Vach in here, man. He said, I'll go live when I get something to say. Yeah, I got something to say. AKOYE to Vach 5 years ago. Yeah, it was true, man. Used to say I pop up, like AKOYE be quiet for what you say 11 out of the 12 months, but he said that 12th month he come whoop everybody ass. I mean, but you already Vach know that for sure. You told me you respect that. I respect that too. But that's why I am the way I am. But he know, from the back way back then, we could have started ramping up then. But I didn't want to jump up and just start saying shit that I don't want to say. And you already had your lane where it was like you already had your voice. You already had like, and I'm talking to Voch right now, but you already had your, your different your post game. That was your post game show made me not even want to do a post game show. So I don't want to do a post game show. Not because I don't believe in the spirit of competition, but because I'd rather watch yours. So why the fuck I don't want to do one? You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it was. And then on top of that, when it came to like the draft, I don't watch enough TV to care about. I don't care about the NFL players, like all of them, enough to know who is who. I don't play Madden, none of that. I don't even know who I'm looking at half the time. I look at numbers. And then to do that with college too is like, God damn, that's a lot of watching, live TV. I don't have time. So, and then you and Foots, y'all already was killing it. And I lean on y'all even to this day when it comes to that information. So I had to find my voice. You know what I'm saying? And I found it. So now, like I said, it's ramp up time. And I appreciate you, Boss, Foots, Sky, everybody who keep texting me or hit me, Sadiqa, who be like, yo, get back in the game and do your thing. I appreciate y'all because I really was at a turning point where it was like, I don't know. And now, now that I put my foot back in the game, it's full go. Full go. Appreciate you being here too, brother. But we about to dive in right now. All right. So what we looking at first is, and let me actually put a filter on this real quick. So give me a second because I'm gonna have to put a filter on this so that they don't strike this live because I didn't cut any of this. This came straight from NFL, the NFL Pro app. So hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do this for y'all. New project. Boom. All right, let me pull these. Save. Untitled. Boom. All right. All right. Giants game is coming first, folks. But I'm gonna pull all of them in. And then we go from there. Whatever we get through. And then tomorrow I'll run them back with TP. But what we're gonna be doing when we get into this, just so you guys understand what we're looking at, is we're looking at what's happening on the field for every snap. There is no snap that's missing. I'm just putting this filter over it, and then I can show y'all what I'm looking at. All right, let me put this effect on here real quick. But yeah, we go from there. All right, so it might look a little cartoony. The reason it's cartoony is because the NFL don't bother me about that. And I'm going to block off this. Let me put a sticker here to block this off. There's going to be a subscribe sticker or something. Let me see what we got. Have a nice day. Oh, no, that's a rainbow. I ain't part of the rainbow coalition. Can't be putting that shit. They were like, oh, yeah, got a big ass rainbow at the top of his jaw. That's no good. No good, Pop. All right, boom. I had a client too, just now. Like I had a client last week, or really a couple days ago. I ain't gonna say his name because it's his business. But I just got him out of an asylum, right? Episcopal Behavioral Health Hospital. I'll tell you this story real quick while I do this. And first day there, like first, I knew he was gonna be an issue because when they told him that we got zero tolerance for drinking, zero tolerance for drugs. He looked at the nurse that was letting him out of the hospital like she was crazy, right? And I said, oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be an issue. And I told her that. She's like, nah, he promises he really just wants a place to be, a place to stay. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance. Man, as soon as I left him for like an hour. I got the jersey. My staff called me. They're like, hey, you need to hear this. I said, what's up? They said he asked for PCP and liquor as soon as you left. I said, damn. So, but he was on. He's cool. He's a good dude. When I say good dude, because I went back, I talked to him. I said, yo, did you ask my staff for PCP and liquor? He said, yes, I did. I said, well, we got zero tolerance for that here, right? He said, yeah, but I'm gonna keep trying. So I'm gonna just leave. I said, what you mean you're just gonna leave? He said, I'm out. I'm gonna keep trying. He said, I know. He said, you're a good person. You wasn't a dick about it. He said, but I know what I want to do. I said, well, can't fault you for that. So I gave him his deposit back and dropped him off in the hood, and he just went about his business. But he had just got out the asylum or whatever. I'm like, this motherfucker right back at it. He said he went PCP and liquor. Like, that was some crazy shit. But that's what I deal with all day. All right, we done. All right, I'm back on. Yeah, here we go. All right. Now let me pull you guys in here and share the screen and window open. And we are live. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm looking at. And we good. All right, cool. Let me pull this off the screen real quick. I'm gonna be on the other screen, so I will take a break. If I'm going too long, you know what I mean, then I'll stop in the middle. But I'll take a break, or I'll wait till I'm finished this little segment. We probably gonna go for like another hour or so. Get some water, get some popcorn. Make sure y'all hitting the like. Let me see where the likes at before I jump over here, because I know y'all be doing me dirty. Y'all be forgetting to take your shoes off when y'all come in the crib. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure somebody can see it. You know what I mean? And 90 likes and 161 concurrent viewers right now. Make sure y'all getting the likes up. Get me over 100 real quick. Everybody that's on here right now, make sure you hit the like button. I'm gonna go ahead and trust that you did it. You know what I mean? It's 168 of y'all on here right now. Everybody hit that like button. I'm going to another screen. So like I said, I won't see y'all comments though, so don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. Shout out to the AKs that already joined the channel. Make sure you guys understand, if you want me to answer your questions or even do these types of breakdowns for you, I will. I'll do what you see. You say it, I'm gonna do it. Same day. You already know I got this breakdown I did today from TP. So you say it, I'm gonna do it. And especially if you're a AK that's supporting the channel already. Appreciate that. All right. But I'm going to the other screen. I can't see what y'all talking about. All right, hold on a second. Boom. Okay. So what you're gonna pay attention to is the fact that I only got a call out. Damn, I gotta get this fucking filter off here, because you can't even see where he is. I don't like that. Let's see. It's gonna make me go super slow. All right, you can see on the left side, right? And let me give you guys can let me see if you guys can see this pointer. Can you see this pointer? I'm gonna come back into the other screen real quick. Can you see my mouse? You can see my mouse? Yes, y'all can. I can see it my damn self. So yeah, y'all can see the mouse. So I don't have time to sit here and put a circle on each player. Just know I'm going to point at Gary on each play, and then I'm going to point at the times when he's not on the field. And you're going to see that in the Giants game. All right. And also, what we're looking for is what TP said. Like, he's loafing. He don't care to play ball. He's not really hustling. He don't care to hustle. All right. Cool. All right. We're going back over there. All right. Cool. Boom, boom. All right. So Gary's to your left. Parsons is right here, hand down to your right. Now, pay attention to this alignment. This is a 5-man front, really. They look like 3-4, and Parsons is playing like 4-eye. Well, this is not even 4-eye. This is, I don't know what the hell. This is 5. You know, he always outside the tackle. But Parsons, they started moving him to the 4-eye position, even though he's playing kind of split right now. But they started moving him here after the Pittsburgh game. He was here a lot more. And for whatever reason, I don't understand why you would do it, but you're going to see. Like, they're going to start pulling Gary off the field. And not only off the field, they start pulling him off the field, and he was only in for either obvious rush plays, or he was just dropping back for no reason, or rerouting tight ends most of the time. When he was able to just, like this, he was lined up on a tackle by himself, he was able to just get off. His get off was fine. So I don't think his get off was as slow as people try to make it out to be. I think his get off was fine. It's just he wasn't always getting off. But here we go. Let's see. Boom. This is a run play. Good play by Parsons here. And you'll notice if you watched Pro Football Reference, this game and beyond, Parsons' tackles and usage just went up. I'm like, why he went from like 1 to 2 tackles a game to 6. And then, you know, he had 2 tackles for loss in the next game, in the Minnesota game, and 2 sacks, I think. And his sacks went up. He had 6.5 sacks leading up to these 3 weeks. And then in these 3 weeks, he got another 6 sacks. And I'm like, well, what happened in those 3 weeks that suddenly changed the trajectory for your productivity? And you'll see. Okay, here we go. Parsons is there, the 4-down line. Parsons just at the edge right now. Boom, good tackle again. Parsons just worked his way through here. Let me show you guys that again. And I will cut this up and blow it up for you if you want. Matter of fact, let me blow it up now. AC, boom. And I will do this to see if yeah, maybe that box is a little tighter. Yeah, this is a little easier to see what's going on. All right. Parsons just crosses the face of that tight end, gets underneath, makes a good tackle there. Like I said, it's not no hatred on Parsons, but I'm just showing. Like, this is for his brother tomorrow when we do it. And I will cut these up now that I got time. I'll cut them up by tomorrow so that I don't got to do all this extra work. But this is for him, because his brother better not loaf on no plays after your litmus test is loafing. I better not see you loafing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you came out publicly to try to shit on this man for what? So get off here. Now, you see Parsons has to deal with the tight end because he's on strong side this time. But the get off is fine when Gary doesn't have to deal with a tight end. His get off is fine. I think right there he had to, work through that block. I think he countered a little too late. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not being super petty and critical. I just want to watch what was happening. So there is no snap that's missing. You see here, this was happening a lot in this game. You see the tight end? Parsons is over here. He just two tight. It's a two tight end split. But Parsons is over here with the tight end that's in tight or in line. And then Gary doesn't even bother rushing. Look at him. He's just pressing the tight end. He's not rushing at all. Parsons is, but Gary didn't rush at all on that play. And I said, all right, that was one. No rush. You know what I'm saying? He had one pass rush so far, right? And you're going to count them off. Boom. This is a running play. He's just reading, setting the edge, comes back in, works his way back to the ball. You can see Gary on the left here. All right. Gary's here. Parsons is kind of out of the screen. So let me fix that. I think it's a little too tight. Yeah, it's a little too tight. Let me see. Oh, right about there. That should be wide enough for us always to get both. All right, cool. So Parsons to your right, Gary's out to your left. Boom. Let's see what happens. Parsons presses the, just set the edge and just read, and Gary worked his way back to the ball. Nothing special. Parsons out to your right again. And notice, now this is the beginning of the game. Ain't nobody tired. And the guy got 7.5 sacks, right? Why the fuck is Gary off the field? Gary not on the field, y'all. And I was like, what the hell? This is the nickel package. I said, they got certain packages where suddenly, and this is why he was probably upset, but suddenly they start pulling him off the field. And like I said, I spoke to his agent. And this is what he had told me about a week ago or so. He told me this a while ago, but then he told me again verbally on the phone. And I was like, like I said, people can battery back you into narratives, and now you sit here holding somebody else's flag that you don't really, I don't even care about the shit you're talking about, right? Or you might be lying, or you might be kind of taking up for your guy like you should. So I don't get into that, right? I'm not here to be your personal puppet or voice. So that's why I kind of avoided the narrative conversation. So because then also I have to tell where I got it from. So I asked him, could I? He said, cool. So that's why I'm saying it, right? But anyway, he said they stopped rushing him and they start pulling him off the field. They start dropping him in coverage, I said. And they start making him press tight ends before pursuing his rush. And that's what you see in these games where he's not getting any sacks. Now, you tell me, especially, I want to get to the Minnesota game if we can tonight, because I probably should start with the Minnesota game because there's only 54 snaps in the Minnesota game. It'll be quicker. But in the Minnesota game is real crazy because he would have had 2 sacks in that game. I'll show you, like, easy sacks. One of them actually hit the ball and JJ threw the ball and just a wobbly pass turned into an interception. That was him forcing the interception. So that's a sack he missed. And another, he hit JJ, smacked him, but flipped over JJ's head, and then Wyatt cleaned it up. But it was like a sack. He just should have wrapped him up. It wasn't like a shoe tackle, none of that. He hit him square and caused the sack, but he missed it because he fell off of his back. But he had him. So I'm like, that's 2 more sacks right there. That'd have been 9.5 for you right there. But I can count them off. And if he'd have done that, I don't think Packers fans would even be talking if he got into double digits this season. But nonetheless, before I press play again too, I heard from a Packers fan, right? He's like, before the ACL injury, he was great. Then after the ACL injury, he came back and he's never been the same since. And I said, whoa. In 2023, his first year back from his ACL injury, that's his career high in sacks, is 9 sacks. Well, he had 9.5 before, and he had 9 that year. But to come back from an ACL, I'm talking about the first year back. Like, we know that's like a red shirt year almost for most players when they first come back. Sam Williams is a testament to that. They don't really look the same. He had 9 sacks that year, and then 7.5 sacks 2024 in his first Pro Bowl in 2024. So I'm like, well, when did he start? And then he said he fades in the second half of every season for the last since the ACL. This is the only year he faded, and it was a manufactured fade. The other 2 years, he didn't fade at all. You can go on Pro Football Reference and look at those. So I don't even understand where some of these. That's how I know it's a narrative and not someone's actual observation. There's no way you're observing that. It's a feeling, or someone told you this, and you're going off of it. But it's not on the film. But good. Again, he's not here. He's not on the field at all. Boom. So, that was a regular rush. Parsons did his thing, no problem. Again, okay. This, like I said, I didn't take any plays out. I just went to Packers defense. Only thing I avoided was field goals and kickoffs. Other than that, everything is here. Every snap. Again, he's not on the field once again. Yeah, you got a guy who got 7.5 sacks. I don't know who number 55 is. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. And I don't know who number 99 is, but both of those guys are going to constantly get it. Again, he's not on the field again. Why? Why is he not on the field? Why? And you're also going to see a lot of rushing yards when he's not on the field too. I'm like, why are you taking him off the field? I don't understand what they would be doing other than trying to protect the fact that you trade for a guy 50 mil. You gotta look good doing it. You can't trade for a guy and pay him 50 mil and then have the guy that you were paying 20 mil even pace with him. It should be nothing even close. I think that may have been the issue. I don't know for sure, but somebody got to tell me why the hell Rashan Gary not on the field. Now you see this here. Rashan Gary's not on the field, and I told you they get run on when he's not on the field. So you see 55 to your left, Parsons to your right. Let's see what's happening here. Boom. Parsons went upfield. This happens a lot to Parsons' side. They either cut back to it or they run right in this little jet stream lane. Not picking on him, but that's the truth. And he damn sure is jogging on those. But no problem. You got to feel your assignment from the coach might have been, hey, get to the quarterback. This is the next series. All right, let me see if Gary, let me snap the ball real quick. Is he on the field? I don't think so. Parsons right here. I don't know what number that is because, it's fuzzy for me. Oh, no, Gary's over here with his hand down and 4. He's head up with that tackle. Let's see what happens here. Is that Gary? Boom. There Gary go right there. Boom. All right, let's look at these snaps. Again, let's look at what happens. Boom. I'm looking at Gary first, and I was looking at Parsons. Parsons gets upfield. Gary kind of flows the ball. Nothing really special from either one of those guys right there. They just, pretty pat in the system. Gary's out to your left right now. Parsons to your right, hand down. Four down stands. Boom. Gary right there in the B gap makes a tackle. Real quick and easy. Let's see it again. Really in the C. Boom. Makes a tackle there. Tight end's not blocking this ball. But instantly you see that. So Gary's out to your right. Parsons is to your left. As I said, this isn't a sack competition, but just count how many times they take this guy out the field. Now, hold. Let's look at the get off. I said it's not a competition. But they say get off is extremely slow because of your fat ball and all that, right? Okay. Get off. Get off looked pretty good there to me. Let's look at it again. Is get off slow? 1's in the chat if it's slow. 2's in the chat if it's no. But nobody had enough time to get there on that one, but get off was fine. All right, Gary's on the field, and I think Parsons is off on. No, Parsons and Gary on this side. I like this, and this look right here was actually good for them, but they only did this a couple times. They don't do it a lot. But Gary and Parsons on the same side was working for them. I don't think they get along. Boom. Good inside move, cross face move for Parsons there. Cross face with the club. Gary just worked his way outside. Boom. Again, nobody. Valentine would have been a beast if he would have started catching these balls. Like Valentine, I thought he was a good corner because I'm like, yo, he had a lot of opportunities in this film work, and I'm talking about every week where he could have had some pick sixes, all that. Okay, all right. So Gary's only been on the field right now. I think about 5 of the 10 plays or 10 some odd plays we looked at, right? And here he is off the field again. 55 is on the field. Here he is off the field again. Why are they pulling him off the field? I have no clue. This is what I was looking at, and that's why I decided to still go. And I said, we're going to look at narrative today, and then I'm going to cut this up and show y'all exactly what's happening tomorrow. But it'll be a little cleaner for y'all tomorrow. But again, Gary is not on the field. That's 55 over there. Why is he not on the field? He's not injured. He's standing right there on the sideline. Now he's on the field again, right? Now, this is the beginning of the game. You got a guy that got 7.5 sacks, and he's saying that he's, loafing or whatever, right? Well, context matters. He's on the field this time. What's he doing? He's on the right side, right? Watch this. He's on the field. And they said he stopped rushing to me. Well, do you see him rushing? He's on the field right there. He dropped back in coverage this time. So you saw one play where he's on the field. He just squared up with the tight end. Another play, he just started rushing. Here, he's just setting the edge. There ain't really shit to do. Let me see what Parsons is doing on the other side on that one. Parsons not on the field this time. Number 99 and 55 were the ones kept, and 59 also spelled in for Gary a lot in these 3 games. All right, there's 99 over there. I don't know their names, obviously. Gary's back on the field again. Boom. Obviously, you see they're not running towards Gary either. When you're on the field, you ain't going to run at him. So that's really what I wanted on the field anyway. All right, Parsons got his spell. and he's back on the field, guess where Gary isn't? On the field. Now 55's back out there. Why do they keep pulling him off the field, especially in obvious pass looks? They kept pulling him off the field. I don't get what they were doing or why they were doing it. But like I said, thank you, TP, for bringing it up because he was like, you're only playing 50% of the snaps. I said, why? And when did that happen? Since when? You know what I'm saying? Here's 55 out there again. Gary is not injured, folks. In this game, I think they had like 80 snaps or 80 defensive plays in this game. Gary's not on the and this is the beginning of the game. Gary's not on the field again, folks. Boom. There go 99 there. And you also see an uptick in the rush yards throughout these games as well. Gary's not on the field again, folks. To your left is 99. Boom. 55 and 99 Gary's not on the field again. To the right, you see 55. Parsons over here with his hand down. No Gary. Why would that be? I don't understand. Okay, now Parsons needed a spell and they on the goal line. Where the fuck is Gary? They got 6 linemen out here. Still no Gary. Where's Gary? Why is he not on the field? And he's a run stopper. Why would he not be on the field? Hey, I don't know. Don't make no damn sense to me. I hear Parsons not over here and Gary not on the field. But why? Gotta ask yourself that question, especially when y'all getting ran on. Touchdown. Where's Gary? Now Gary back on the field again, right? Next series. All right. Maybe he's tired from not playing at all. I don't think he's tired, y'all. All right, here we go. Let's see what's happening here. Does he rush? Are they running? I don't know. Like I said, this ain't cut up. They're running the ball. There's Gary. You run at him. What happens? Why would you pull this off the field if you're getting run at? I don't know. But he can't get tackles if he ain't on the fucking field. Can't do shit when he ain't there. Why would you be doing that? I don't understand. Don't understand. Okay. All right, here we go. He on the field standing up wide now outside the tight end. Let's see what he does. Still, he only pass rushed maybe 3 times in this game so far. That's another running play. Boom. Who they run at over here? So Parsons is out to your, and this is what they did after the Pittsburgh game. So if you watch the Pittsburgh film, we'll probably watch this. Well, you can watch it on Twitter right now, but I put it up yesterday. But if you watch the Pittsburgh film, it was bad for Parsons on that one. Parsons was always lined up outside, right? As outside linebacker or edge. And his job was to set a lot of edges, and he wasn't very good at it. Pittsburgh was not scared of him at all. So they showed a blueprint, which we already saw the blueprint when he was here, but they showed the blueprint again, like put big bodies on him, run people at him. We ain't scared of him. So they started running right at him, right? So that's why they started pulling him in line, and they put someone else outside of him to set edges because they want him to try to just get upfield and just build a wall here to cut it back towards Gary rather than being the guy that has to constantly set edges because they know he's undersized and can't do that. That's not a knock on him. Like I think he's lazy or trash. I just think he's playing out of position when it comes to run support. But here we go. Boom. Yeah, double team that time. But you see that concept. They want to run right at him. And they're going to constantly do that when you see him out on the edge. That's where they take that opportunity. But they started doing what we did, where we would pull Morris Leafau out here. The Vikings would put Van Ginkel out there, and they just said, "All right, Parsons, you're not going to be our widest of the wide." You know what I mean? Because you ain't setting no damn edges consistently. Boom. There you go. Shed real good right there. Real good. That's what they want from him, though. Get upfield, make some noise right here. Boom. In the B gap, and then cut them. Either make the tackle here, or cause enough of a logjam where those guys got to run back at Gary. There you go. That's the run concepts or the run defense concepts. And there go Gary cleaning that up. He looked pretty productive to me. He ain't on the field that much, but so far since he's been on the field, I think he made like 2 tackles, maybe 3 tackles so far. He ain't been on the field that much. Boom. 3 out of my maybe like 10, 12 plays so far. I don't even think it's that many. Boom. That was just everybody collectively fucking up the run. Let me see what happened. My boy Parsons at. Boom. Got pushed out of there, but, he recovered okay. I ain't mad at you. Little guy got to get big. All right, Parsons on the field. No Gary. Once again. Boom. Good tackle there by Parsons. That was actually one of his better reps, even though, he ain't had to do nothing but build a wall. But Good. He took on the tight end. Oh, he just a tight end at the end. So the tackle came up off of him and chased 58. And then when he did that, Parsons was able to pursue the ball. No Gary again, but you see the same formation or the same front. No Gary again. Boom. I don't think a guy can get sacks if he's not on the field. I mean, you guys tell me. We halfway through this game. He ain't been on the field but half the time, like he said. But he ain't loafing when he out there. Gary on the right now. Parsons is to your left. Gary's weak side. No chip. Let's see. They're gonna bring the tight end over, and no, he might get a trap or something coming across, or they're running. Let's see what's happening. Okay, they're running. They don't run at Gary though. You notice that, but good play. All right, now this is get off. I think get off right here, pretty damn good from Gary. Whenever he's pass rushing, he don't look lazy to me. Good get off. Boom. Okay move. Boom. I mean, Parsons did better, obviously. And it's like I said, it's not like I think Gary's anywhere near Parsons in pass rush. Obviously, Parsons did better, but I'm not mad at that rep from Gary at all. That was a good rep. I think he stayed wide a little bit too much, didn't counter. But look, 99 on the field now. Gary must be tired, y'all. He must be tired. That's it. He's tired. He must be tired. 55 on the field now. No Gary. Why would that be? He's a Pro Bowler last year in 2024, or the year before this, 2024. And he had 7.5 sacks in the first half of the season. Why would you be pulling him off the field like you don't need the sack help? Why are you leaving Parsons out there to do it alone? Because they need him to get these sacks. Because they need to make sure that trade look right. 55 out there. Boom. And 55 not even rushing. He doing what they had Gary doing. 55 is trying to widen this guy out. He just two-gapping all the way around. Like, I guess it was a play fake. So that's why he was doing that. Cool. Parsons got like triple teamed on that. He wasn't going nowhere. Parsons to your left. Again, no Gary. I think I should have called this video No Gary. Like no gi jujitsu. No Gary. Where he at? And then they're getting run on too. But no Gary. Why you keep pulling him off the field? Again, no Gary. No Gary. I don't understand that. So, like I said, that's why I was like, damn, this is crazy that you pointed this out for me, TP. Because I ain't even paid no mind. I wasn't even gonna give it no credence. Because I thought they were just saying it like, being kind of, mad about the fact that Parsons came and got the big money and you got traded and all that. They said you was gonna get cut and Green Bay turned on you. I thought it was like some of that, just rightful bitterness, right? Because you didn't get the contract that you thought you should have got. Sort of like GP when he was leaving Pittsburgh. DK come in and get all the money that you think you work for. I kind of understood that. I thought maybe that's why they were saying what they were saying. But no, there is credence to what they're saying. Because why the fuck is Gary not on the field? If Parsons is naturally just going to be, better than you anyway, I'll get more sacks than you anyway, just let it happen. Let it happen naturally. Why you keep pulling him off the field? I don't get it. Now, Gary back on the field. Let's see what he's doing. To the left with his hand down. All right, and like 4-eye. Parsons is to your right, playing outside linebacker this time. Let's see what he got his hand down, so he get edge. Let's see what's going on. There go Gary again. It's funny. As soon as you put the guy out there, he does things. Am I tripping? I don't think so. But he looked like he's making a mess to me. Whenever you run at him, it's like, stop it. When you put him on the field, he's productive. He's not on the field, what do you want him to do? How you gonna get sacks if you keep taking him off the field in pass situation, or when he is on the field in pass situations, he's not able to rush. Boom. Here he is again. This is a run play to the opposite side. Parsons set an okay edge. Let's see what he did. Why he ain't make this tackle, Parsons? You should have had this. You on the tight end. Oh no. Damn, what the fuck is going on? I went too far. I think it's this one. You on the tight end, you should manhandle this ball. Let's see what he does. Let's watch it. Parsons stands this guy up. Boom. Oh, he got held right there a little bit. But you could have made that tackle. You just reached out with your arm. Stop girling, too. You're doing too much girling, man. You grown ass man. Stop that. All right, so Gary Parsons. Good get off. Oh, good get off. Parsons dropped back in coverage this time. So that's the first time he dropped back. Gary gets off. Parsons drops back in coverage. Boom. Ball comes out fast as hell. Ain't no way he's going to get no sack on that. You know what I mean? Nobody could. All right. Gary right back off the field. What the fuck are they doing? Gary right back off the field. Boom. Now Parsons. Boom. Parsons going to get him a coverage sack here because there was nowhere for him to go with the ball. You know what I mean? He won early. He still won with this long arm right here, but there's nowhere for Jameis Winston to go with the ball. So he just runs in a circle and panics, and Parsons gets himself a sack off that. But again, Gary ain't on the fucking field to even compete for a sack. Here he is to the left on the field, split wide outside the tight end. See that? Boom. Nowhere to go with the, I mean, no way to get there because, obviously the ball came out quick as hell. Look at this. Boom. But good get off. If you look at this point, Parsons got a great get off. Just watch them boom. Get off is done. They're about the same depth almost. At the same time, it was like they get off was fine. It wasn't a slow get off. Gary's out there again to your right. Good get off. That's good get off for me. Boom. No way he was gonna get there, but get off. I know Bullard mad as shit. Bullard keep dropping interceptions too. He did that in the playoffs. Gary would have actually, forced the interception. They would have won that game against Chicago in the playoffs. Let me make sure y'all not telling me nothing that I need to know. And there's 200 of y'all in here. Nobody is saying that they can't hear me or something's wrong. I gotta check sometimes because I'll be talking for an hour and all y'all be gone, or the NFL or YouTube struck the show already, and I'm sitting here talking to myself for a goddamn hour. So I gotta check. All right, boom. All right, I'm back. Gary's to your right, hand off the ground, 2-point stance. They are showing a double A gap pressure look and a crawl on the right. Micah Parsons hand down, 5, Y9. Let's see. Look like they're blitzing. They are blitzing to the left. Boom. That looked like a good rush for me from Gary. I mean, that's the first time he got an opportunity, really. Boom. A good rush there. Boom. Could have been a sack, but they ran a screen right behind it. Smart play because they knew he's hyped to get out there. Boom. They ran a screen right in behind him. And good screen. Micah Parsons hustling on that one. Missed the tackle, though, but he was hustling on that one. Let's see. He wasn't loafing on this run play. Where you at, Micah? Micah he dropped back. That's why. Where you at? Oh, he rushed. Right there rushing. Boom. Breaks off of that. Yeah, good hustle on that one, Micah. Got tossed like a rag doll, though, but good hustle. I ain't going to hate on that. Gary to your right, Micah to your left. That's a run fit. Gary make another tackle. I'm just trying to understand where is the loafing, though, that we talking about? I don't get it. And when he out there, he making plays to me. I don't see him doing nothing that I gotta, scratch my head about. All right, Parsons off the field right now. Gary out there by himself. What's he doing? This is another run play. Boom. That one right there, it was on you. Gary could this that right there. He helped out of there by the tight end and that tackle. But he's still right there when that tight end comes off of that block right here. See Gary reach out right there. He was getting blocked pretty good, but he could have made that tackle. I think but sometimes they win. They won on that one, no excuses. All right, left side, Gary, no Micah. See what's happening here. Is he rushing? Boom. Play action. He's carrying the tight end. He don't even bother rushing. Look at it. Boom. He's holding the tight end. Look, carries the tight end the whole time. Oh, there he rushes at the very last second. That should have been an interception too. Y'all suck over there. They suck when it comes to they can't catch for shit. That should have been an interception, boss. What you doing? All right, Gary back off the field. Sure is. Micah back on the field. Boom. Let's see what's happening. Boom. They run right at his gap again. They run right at him whenever y'all did. But again, Gary's on the field to your right. Micah's right inside at 4I. And this is like their little, I guess it's their version of their NASCAR package and then nickel. Boom. Good get off. He didn't really go anywhere. Ball came right out, but neither one of them went anywhere on that one. Parsons back off the field. Gary versus the tight end. Good effort from Gary there. Is he lazy? I thought he'd only play for 3 seconds and then he quits on the play. Right here, boom, beats the tight end. Tries to get there, but there's a log jam in there. 55 cleans it up, but good effort from Gary there. Gary's to your right. Micah Parsons is standing up now in the 4I, crawling. Gary's to your right as well. They both right next to each other. Let's see if they do some sort of stunt. Boom, there's a stunt. Both of them got to the quarterback at the same time. No problem with none of. I don't see the lazy shit that we talking about. That's what I'm saying. They told me to look after the sacks. I don't see the lazy shit. I see less opportunities for Gary because he's not on the field. But when he's on the field, I see enough for me to say if you gave him a full game, I'm pretty sure he would get himself some sacks in these opportunities. You know what I mean? And why would you want a guy who is second in the team in sacks? Why would you keep pulling him off the field anyway? And he's healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. And he's a Pro Bowler. Why the fuck are you pulling him off the field? There you go. He wasn't on the field there. And when he's off the field, most of the time you're getting some positive plays, whether it's on the ground or in the air. There he is off the field again because you're not getting the same pass rush from 55. Boom. All right, good tackle there. Let's see what Parsons is doing because I'm not even really looking at him. Let me see. Boom. Set a good edge there, buddy. That's it. He ain't really doing shit though. He's setting the edge and hugging and standing, doing his thing. All right. Parsons out to your right again. Now we're in the goal line, right? Why the fuck would Gary be off the field this deep in enemy territory with your back against the wall? Why would he be off the field when you know they might be running, which they are, and they're running right through your fucking face? Why would you be pulling him off the field here if you're a defensive coordinator and he's not tired because he ain't in the game? So why the fuck would you be pulling him off the field? I don't get it. He's not tagging himself out. So why are you pulling him off the field? Here it is again. Okay, y'all just stopped him. You should say, Gary, get the fuck in there. We need you. One play. No. Put the Gatorade there. Nope. Where Gary at? He ain't on the field. Why? Touchdown. Why aren't you putting this guy on the field, though? I don't understand. Boom. Again, next series. Is he on the field? Fuck no. Why? I don't know. They're getting the ball out fast, though. I don't know why he not on the field. Again, not on the field. Who the fuck take their starter out for this many plays just cause? It don't make no sense. So their narrative is starting to make sense to me. Gary back on the field now. Is that Gary? Who's that? Yeah, Gary back to the right. Parsons, I think, is standing right next to him. Hand down, yeah. Boom. Like 3 tech. Neither one of them getting where they're trying to run a little stunt there. Just missed that one. Gary on the field to the right, Parsons to the left. Let's watch it. Boom. They just setting edges and boom. Gary doesn't look like he was jogging on that one. You tell me. Every time he's on the field, especially in rundowns, he's pursuing, in my opinion. All right, boom. Gary's on a tight end. Parsons is too. Peel off of that. He run right past Parsons right here. You don't even try to tackle him. Boom. You're going to run right through that gap. Boom. Right next to you. You got to tackle him, buddy. Stick your arm out there. Run right past him. Here come Gary. Clean that up. Boom. He ain't clean. He ain't finished it, though. But he got there. Yeah, he's supposed to finish that, buddy. But I don't see a guy that's playing late down. But Buddy's strong as shit. What's boy name, number 29? He's strong as shit. I think Gary off to your right. Spread outside the tight end. Parsons to your left. Boom. Let's see what's happening. Does Gary just pursue? Yeah, he get off there for both of them. Parsons got the pressure, though, and the QB hit. But I ain't got no problem with that rep from Gary. Gary right, Parsons left. I mean, when he in the game, he productive. He's just not in the game very much. Boom. Incomplete pass. To the right, Gary, Parsons left. Again, we might be able to get more from him here because I thought this would take longer. But it's going pretty fast because it's not like I'm breaking down the play call or the defensive, front to none of that. I'm just showing what happened at the snap. Pretty fast. All right. Gary, boom. There's a run play. What's happening? Yeah. Let me see what Parsons was doing. What was he doing? What was the Gary ain't really do shit either. Was this the play? This one, yeah. Parsons set the edge. Gary's trying to scrape over the top of this. Neither one of them, got the top. Parsons bitching about getting held again. He's like, "Where's my call?" You be grilling, man. All right. To the left, Parsons. Gary to the right. Let's see. Boom. Get off there. Parsons got there first, but good get off. Wasn't no problems. Gary's off the field again. There go Parsons. Boom. And they're doing the same thing, running right at him. Or cutting back to him. Parsons to your right. Gary not on the field once again. I shouldn't even be able to say, where's Gary? That many times they go interception on that one. Why is he off the field so many goddamn times? Now he back on the field. Spread out the running back. Boom. Presses the running back first. This is what he's doing in the second half of the season. Most of the time, he's rerouting guys. Parsons, you see the difference. Parsons getting chipped. He's not rerouting nobody. They just chipping him. Gary's purposely asked to do this to tight ends and running backs almost every week after week 8. Promise you. Boom. And he's doing that purposely. And then pursuing his rush. Parsons forced a fumble there. Gary hustles up for the fumble recovery. That's the last play of that game. Let me pull another game in. But before I do that, I'm going to take a break. Now, before we go back any further, let me ask y'all, man. Am I tripping? Or is it that they pulling him off the field a hell of a lot? Why you need pass rush, especially in close games? That was a close game. Why the fuck are you pulling guys off the field? Why you pulling them off the field? I don't understand. What's going on, AKOYE in chat? Just became a member. Keep it live. I appreciate that. Bert RDJ 639. 6379. Sorry, my dyslexia and blindness kicks in sometimes. Michael Nielsen, appreciate that, man. He just became a member too. So, that's dope. It's actually 3 of y'all. They only got 2 up there. There's 3 of y'all that just became members today. That's dope. Appreciate that, y'all. What y'all do when y'all become members, just for those who aren't members, what you're doing is buying I like coffee. They're buying a cup of coffee. I don't even like coffee. I like listen, I'm from the hood, right? This is something my folks they come at me about, you know what I mean? Because I go to Starbucks and I say, can I get a large vanilla chai latte with oat milk and cinnamon dolce? They're like, that's fucking Rainbow Coalition right there. I don't know, man. I just like chai lattes, man. But that's what y'all doing when y'all support the channel. You buying me a cup of coffee once a month, man. That's about it. I mean, I'm a cheap date. Ain't no problem. Definitely not a slow get off. Like I said, I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat. It's not no slow get off, number one. Number two, I don't understand why you would be pulling him off the field, and nobody's giving you no real answer for that. But for him to get pulled off the field and be asked not to rush as much when he's on the field and get criticized by his fans, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy to me. Let me see. Everybody just talking to each other. Yeah, get the likes up, y'all. He said, I'm excited for the talented vets on the D-line, but trading Osa to the 49ers was brutal, being they handled us for years based on their strong D-line. Well, some players got to stay, some players got to go, bro. That's just the way it goes. You already know how that go, man. But I agree with you that I liked Osa, but I think he could have played here, though. Don't get it twisted. And I'm putting more film up, so don't go nowhere because I'm not done. But I think he could have played here. Osa could have played here, no problem. I think the problem was why you investing $60 million in your defensive line when your biggest issue is stopping the run, and Osa's not great at that. And he's not naturally a 4-eye guy, so let him go do 3 techie things that he wants to do elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? No problem. And bringing a guy that's cheap as hell like Ugbania and Bullard and let them do the job. You know what I mean? Or let them rotate with Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark. But if you're looking at those 3, there's no way you're going to tell me Osa's better than either of those other 2. So if one of those guys got to go, it ain't going to be Kenny, and it damn sure ain't going to be Quentin Williams. So it's going to be Osa. You know what I mean? People talk about, oh, he could have got more money from Washington last year. You know? Hey, man, that's the way the business go. But guess what? In the beginning of the season, I knew they only had Kenny Clark. It wasn't no Quentin Williams. So if Mozzie and Osa and Toia would have been balling, we wouldn't have traded for Quentin Williams. They lost their job on the field. Well, not Mozzie. Mozzie didn't get on the field. But Toia lost his job on the field. Osa lost his job on the field. Mozzie was working to get on the field. I think they were trying to save him for trade bait from the beginning because they didn't like him since training camp or since whatever when Eberflus came in, he probably said, no. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. But you could tell they didn't really want to put him on the field. So, cool. Looked like Green Bay fumbled the Gary situation by lowering his stats ability, trade value. Thanks, Packers. Yeah, for sure. If they would have let him get double-digit sacks, we would have had to go, through the roof to try to get him. They helped us. No problem. If I'm an owner and I said you can use the 12th pick and 92 pick to move up in the first round and pick 20, we can use to trade for an established player on an existing team, what would you try to do? Damn, that's like a fucking loaded ass question. But you remember I gotta answer it. Um, so if you're an owner and you ask me, could you use pick 12 and 92 to move up in the first round? Would I do it? It depends on who's there. Like I told you, it's the four horsemen. If they're there at 3 to 5 or 3 to 6, and you think you can get up there, somebody will take it. If the lane is still there, if Reese gets past the first three picks or past the Jets and Tennessee, I think if Reese gets past those guys, try to move up. If Styles is still there, try to move up. If you see three offensive players or two offensive players and one defensive player taken in the first three picks, you try your best to move up because you know just a numbers game, you're gonna get one of the guys you're looking for anyway, right? So try to get the 6 or try to get the 3 or wherever you can. But would I do that? Hell yeah. For Bailey, I think I don't like I think Bailey's still raw, but he got the frame to grow into and do certain things, especially with BT. I think the rawness don't matter to me about Reese, Bailey, or Styles because BT is here. So I don't give a fuck how raw people say they are or how not NFL ready their hands are right now. I don't give a shit because BT Jordan is here. So I don't care that they raw because I know we got somebody that can get them up to speed like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he's doing all the drills and OTAs, all the drills in the offseason, all the drills in practice with these guys, all the film room work with these guys. I trust what BT Jordan has done and can do. And I trust Marcus Dixon's scheme when it comes to linemen as well. Especially Van Ginkel. I mean, he is an all-pro. I can't take it away from him. Grenard is all-pro. But all pros ain't created equal. I'm gonna just say that. Van Ginkel's an all pro because of Marcus Dixon's scheme. You got so much going on. Sometimes they come out with a 6-man front where Van Ginkel and Grenard are standing up outside. You got 4 down linemen, 4 one-techs in between those guys that's killing tight ends. The 6, 7 guys can't block those guys in the interior. So that means Van Ginkel and Grenard are dealing with tight ends and running backs sometimes and getting sacks because they both had double-digit sacks in 2024. Both went all pro. So I say that to say, can a rookie that has better pass rush ability than Van Ginkel, can he go off in this type of defense? Yep. Look at Dallas Thomas, number 15. The reason that they're probably trying to trade Grenard is because they got that Marcus Dixon front still. They're still going to run that front because Flores is still there. They can still run it. And they got the concepts down, even though he's over here. We just borrowing some of what they're still doing over there, right? Well, if you got Dallas Thomas over there, you don't really need Grenard because you can see how easy that scheme makes it for those guys. So Dallas Thomas had 8 sacks because of the Grenard's injury. So now Grenard is kind of on the chopping block because you got a young guy that's kind of picking at your heels. But yeah, I would definitely trade up if I could for one of those guys. So like I said, Delane, I didn't even put Bailey in there on my 4 the other day, but if Delane is there, Bain is there. Somebody call me. Who the hell is that? Somebody FaceTime me. I don't know who that is. That might have been TP right there, matter of fact. Let me see. Maybe that's him. TP, are you with me? Oh, yeah, me and the church ain't going nowhere. That was you. Oh, yeah, good shit. I think that. All right, I'm about to send TP the link. All right, make sure you share it, though. All right. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm about to get TP in here. Boom. Check your inbox. Gotcha. All right. Let me send him this link. Invite. Let me see. Hide that. Boom. Invite. Copy. Boom. Go to X. All right. Boom. All right. Sent. Boom. I'm gonna send him this to share. Here. Hold on. All right. I'm not gonna go back and do that whole video again. I'm gonna do the next 2 games while he on here. Let him get on. Let me send him this link too so you can share that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add him in this joint. You could just repost this joint. Yeah, repost this Jack. Where is it? I don't know where that post is at. Hold on, y'all. Just a second. Let me get TP squared away. Oh shit, hold up. What I do? Where the fuck is it? All right, there we go. Add. Boom. All right. Let me see. Let me make sure he shared this and then we good. All right. Oh, Ian. TP. Let me make
Yeah.
sure. I can't. All right. There we go. What's up, boy?
What's up, man?
What's good with it? Hold on. You kind of like,
Listen,
you kind of, oh, there you go. You back. All right. Make sure you share that on Twitter and then we gonna get right into it. Let's go. What's good with you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Listen, I was
You
just
wasn't
trying.
drinking at dinner, was you? I want you clear minded. We could do this tomorrow because I want you to have your wits about you, man.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Right. Like I said, I don't. You know me. Like when I did your brother documentary and all that. You know, I don't do no ambushy type shit. I'm not a shock jock bull, so you ain't got to worry about me trying to like, you know, what I mean, bring you in to do no crazy shit. I ain't on that. I really want to hear
I'm
what you
good.
got to say, and we gonna have a live, straight up, you know, what I mean, honest conversation and debate, whatever way you want to do it. My issue, you know what I mean, with what you, and I'm speaking. I don't look like I'm looking at you because my screen is over here, but
Are you good?
my camera over here, so I'm not looking away from you. I'm looking at you, really. That's why I'm talking this way. But you already know how I am since we talked before. We talked last year when I did the documentary when your brother first got traded. So you know how I feel about him. You know what I feel about what position he's supposed to be playing, which is linebacker. And I said I wasn't mad about the trade because I feel like at defensive end, I feel like he limited himself. That's my honest opinion. That's been my opinion. And I know other people don't agree. He might not, and you might not, but that's just what I feel about it, right? But still, never was no shade, no disrespect, because I still say he's one of the most talented players in the league, in my the most talented if he's playing his true position. I don't think nobody can fuck with him at his position. But at edge, people can fuck with him. Obviously, Miles Garrett, you know, Max Crosby, those types of guys can do what he does at edge, but and more because they stopped to run better at edge. And that's not me. That's just the facts, right? But the reason we doing this, John, is because obviously yesterday wasn't saying nothing about. I never even speak about Mike. I don't talk about Mike at all. I'm like, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And I wish him a fast recovery. But I posted the joint about Gary being on the team. I just said I'm excited to see what he can do. Immediately you jump in with the, you know, playing only 50% of the snaps. He only run for like 3 4 seconds, then he jogging. I'm like, why throw dirt on your brother former teammate as if it's a reason? He gone. What's the
I'm
problem? I don't
not. I'm
understand
not
why we did that in the first place.
because I don't like that pickup for the Cowboys.
But that you could say that. I don't like that pickup for the Cowboys.
I did.
But immediately you went into like you threw shade on his name. But last year when he went to Green Bay, I knew he was excited about Gary and your brother teaming up when he first got there. So what changed?
I watched it.
You watched what? You ain't watched this film. I know
The
you
end
ain't watched.
result.
Oh, you watched, but did you watch the film?
I watched it live.
You watched it live, but did you?
Yeah,
You
you
ain't
just
watched the
watched.
film.
Hey, listen, I just watched that little. I watched that breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the game that they literally, and like you was noting, they literally didn't really have an opportunity to rush the passer.
No, no, not they. I'm talking about Your brother had several opportunities to rush the passer. I'm talking
But it
about.
was limited, real limited. It was real
That's
heavy
true.
offensive.
I'm not criticizing his ability to rush the passer.
I'm
Some
saying
games
you should
not.
have picked. I'm saying you should have picked a game where like like a Dallas game. Like that's a Dallas game, perfect example. A team that wanted to pass or a mobile
Mhm.
quarterback. You know what I mean? A quarterback
Mhm.
that's going to escape the pocket. When he
Well,
escapes the pocket, watch Gary. That's all I'm
it's a
gonna say.
it's a reason. Well, Gary, not your brother, bro. Everybody don't run a
Listen,
4-3.
everybody, don't listen. It's not about. It's
Everybody,
about hustle. What did you watch with your own eyes?
I just watched the guy hustling and run snaps. I watched the guy hustling on passing
Yeah,
plays too. But I also watched the
that's
guy that had 7.5 sacks halfway through the season get yanked off the field a bunch of times for no
he
reason, bro.
was.
Why?
And
Why
when he
y'all?
had those 7.5, he was still only playing 50, 60% of snaps.
Your
That's
brother
how
was
he's
doing
always
that in the
been.
beginning of the year too. He had like
I
he
know.
only played like 4 rundowns all the way up until week 6. He's only on obvious run plays. They was pulling him off the field
I
too.
know because he was
So
hurt. He was hurt and he had no training camp.
okay, well for whatever reason he wasn't out there. So I'm saying you judging that, but I'm saying they pulling him off the field and he's not hurt. Why would you be pulling a guy with 7.5 sacks
What I'm saying is,
week 8 off the field, but then
if you paid
critiquing
attention
him
to like
saying that
his
he
stats,
can't get to the ball?
he was getting all those stats, only playing less than 60% of the snaps. All the last 3 years, his snaps have went down the last 3 years, and he's
Who we
never
talking
played
about?
over 60%. Gary,
Okay, so you telling me a guy that has
it's nothing new.
basically
It was nothing new for him.
a guy that's playing 60% of the snaps since his ACL and 23 got 9 sacks, playing 60% of the snaps. This is your word, right? And then last year had 7.5 sacks in 2024 in a Pro Bowl, only playing 60% of the snaps, according
I
to
think it
you,
was less than
right?
that. Pretty
Okay,
sure it was
maybe
less than
even
that
less
every
than that.
time.
And then last year, another 7.5 sacks in half a year, which your brother had 6.5 and a half a year too. So that was about the same halfway through the year. And then suddenly we changed the whole defense for what? Why we do that? Why you stop? Why you stop? Why you stop pass rushing a guy who got 7.5 sacks and halfway through the year? What would we do
But
that?
did you look at how he got those sacks?
Does that matter to you? Do we
Yes.
look at how your brother got all his sacks? Are all of them just straight
Yes.
wins? They all
Yes.
just cold-blooded wins? They are?
Yes, the shit
No,
that be
bro.
in, the shit
No,
that be in
no,
my
no. We
comments.
ain't doing
The
that.
shit that be in my comments. Yes, that's the stater he get held to. Listen,
All of them just straight cold-blooded wins.
no, I'm not saying that.
Oh, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying that.
Who
No,
cares how you get them?
I'm saying
Get
like
them.
you're never gonna be like that.
If
But
you got 12 sacks and it was like hustle sacks versus a guy who got, who is a premier pass rusher and he got 12, what effect did it have on the game, regardless of how you got him? A sack is a sack, right?
a
Just
sack
like a
is
win is a
definitely
win.
a sack.
So what are
But
we
how
talking
you got
about?
him
How you
can
got him for?
matter.
Do I think that Gary is the pass rusher that your brother is? Hell no.
No,
But do I think your brother is the run stopper that Gary is? Hell no. So
I
why would I
mean,
be mad at a guy who can give me that and run support, but still be productive in versus the pass? That's all I need you to be is productive versus the pass. And when I say productive, I mean you're not a liability as a pass rusher, and he is not. So
Mike is not a
why would I have a
liability as a run player.
who?
Micah
You said Micah not a liability on the edge or where?
defending the run. Period. Where you line him up, obviously, is gonna
Bro, you
matter.
a
But he's
Cowboys
not.
fan. I know you can't. I'm like I said, this is not an ambush. I'm not even gonna set you up to say nothing negative about your brother because I know you're not gonna do that, and I wouldn't even want you to. You know what I'm saying? So we're not even. I
I'm
don't
saying
even do that. I'm not gonna do that
for
to you.
the same reasons
Mhm.
that you could say quote unquote scheme around a guy or expose a guy quote unquote as the
Mhm.
same reasons why you have a defensive coordinator that can adjust and change things up so those things don't happen.
Now you're not gonna argue with that. I agree. He shouldn't be on the edge setting edges because that ain't what he do. So yeah,
I
your
mean,
adjustment should be
if he's on
moving
the
somewhere else.
if he's setting the
That should be
edge,
adjustment. He's more,
you're limiting him off the rip.
well, how would I
He
be
shouldn't
limiting
be a
him?
guy. I'm saying he shouldn't be a guy that's setting edges. He
Never.
should be a guy that's able to go get the ball.
We like I said, when we talked on the phone the first time a year ago, right? Or a couple months, 7 months ago, we both agree on that. I think the best version of your brother is him off ball on first and second down, mugging the A gap. He could still blitz from there. He could still affect the pass protection from there, drop back, do other things from there, but he's still going to be just as effective. When he was playing with Zimmer, when he playing under Zimmer, I think Zimmer would have done some great things with your brother if he wanted to really be there. Because if your brother wanted to be there, because half of his sacks, he had like 13 sacks that year. 7 of them came from the A gap when he was standing there. It wasn't like he was getting them all off the edge. So I don't even understand why people were even arguing when I said we wanted him to play more middle because we need now what we arguing about. We all need a middle linebacker. Well, we had one of the greatest in the game right now who's moonlighting as a defensive end, just setting edges when he runs a 4-3. And he can run sideline to sideline in a race shit and do greater things than he can do just getting sacks. Just getting sacks is like It's like telling one of the best athletes in the game to just put your hand in the ground and be an athlete, but don't use your brain. Don't get up here and assess things. Don't learn everybody's position. I wanted to, and this is just me being a fan, or you could say this is the fan in me, wanted Micah to be like a Ray Lewis type of guy where he's just the quarterback of this entire defense. Then he will be worth, he's already worth the money because of his talent, right? But he will be worth the money here. It wouldn't have been no problem here if Micah Parsons was playing middle linebacker and controlling the flow of the game. Then you could say you can run the whole defense through him. Why? He's affecting the pass both when he's even when he's not pass rushing, if he's standing in the A gap, he's affecting the pass because they going to slide to him anyway, wherever he at. Even when he dropping back, he's making everybody else better because he's there, just standing there, even if he's dropping back in coverage. You know what I'm saying? So, and then not only that, we got a guy just named Jalen Thompson, who I just did a breakdown on, who lined up at the line of scrimmage, then ran to deep middle and was able to make a play deep middle. Your brother does shit like that as a linebacker or a defensive end. He got that type of range where even if he's mugging the line of scrimmage, you could play Tampa too. You could do anything with him, and he's athletic enough to do it. If you have guys crossing his face, he can match up with receivers like we see Demo doing, and you had two of those guys that can do that. You're not really spilling out to the edges, because even if those guys in front of you aren't setting edges, your brother erasing that, Demo erasing that, whether it's right or left, and they shooting gaps like he was in Penn State. So for me, that Penn State guy that was good enough to skip his COVID year and still be a top 10 talent, that guy is the best player in the league. The
Those
guy
guys don't get paid $45 million.
That guy who he thinks he is on the edge, that's not the guy, bro. And I'm not.
Those
That's
guys don't get paid $45 million.
Yeah, you will if you was like the Le'Veon Bell of defense, meaning you're a positionless player who Jerry can say, I can build a whole defense around. I can have a bunch of guys. You can have a bunch of guys around him if he's playing the linebacker and pay him whatever the fuck you want, because it don't matter.
They could have did that, but they
whatever he want.
They could have did that.
Have guys around him and still been a killer. You said they could have did that.
They could have did that.
Why he leave then?
Ask the coaching staff. Ask Jerry Jones.
I know why they got him out of here. Because he ain't want to do it.
No, that's not, bro.
And then how you coming at? And then we gonna get him.
How is that? Listen, how is that ever a thing? He didn't want to do it when he's literally telling you, I want to be a chess piece. I want to be moved around. I want to be able to make an impact everywhere. I want to be able to do those things. How can you say, oh, he's not doing it? No, the difference is business. When business starts affecting things, okay, well, if you want to play linebacker, we're going to pay you as a linebacker. If you're going to play DN, we're going to pay you as. Listen, we're not going to do that. We're not going to say positionless player, bro. We know how business works and how they want to classify you as a position.
Defensive end, right? Or outside linebacker.
AKOYE, listen.
He already listed as an outside linebacker. He got your money.
Listen. Listen.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is, you can tell how petty they were going to be about the money when he had to almost take them to court about the 5th-year option.
Understood.
Because, you know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
If you're outside linebacker, listed as an outside linebacker or edge, if he's listed as that don't change where he's playing. He could be listed as an edge. You could still move him around and do all the chess piece shit that you want to do with him. And he's still there to get his money, because technically his position is he's getting paid as an edge because he's an edge.
That's why I love when he came out and said, with Dan Quinn, we have all the plays for me to be a linebacker. I'm not the one that calls the plays.
I mean, he did say that. But when we had no linebackers on the field at all, your brother wasn't playing linebacker, bro. You mean to tell me that?
And that's where I go back to. I can't blame nobody but coaching. Your coach has to be the one to do it.
I mean, and we can concede on that, because I got my own gripes about Dan Quinn during that era anyway. So I'm not going to go back retroactively now because we debating about something. Make it seem like,
I mean, I feel like that with every DC he's ever had. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Though, if he's not playing some form of linebacker, you're doing him a disservice.
And that we ain't going to argue on ever, because I think that's, like I said, I think that's what he's supposed to be doing too. So we ain't going to argue with that. But this wasn't about your brother.
I think Rashan Gary is a good player. I'm never gonna say he's a bad player.
On him, though?
Listen, I'm gonna be real, because like I tell people, if I watch him as a Packer, being a Packers fan for a year, and I watched him and I was like, okay, I see that they're gonna get rid of this guy. Why would I want him to come to a team where I know we actually need somebody to be dominant?
So why would we not be dominant when they are? So the year before, y'all got Gary before the year before y'all got Parsons. I mean, before the Packers got Parsons.
That's
What
why
was
they
wrong
got
with
Micah though.
what was wrong with them that year? They
They
had
were
more wins
they
that year than they had
they
last
were
year.
bottom three in pass rush. They were a
But
bottom three
not
team in
more.
pass rush.
Well, he still has 7.5 sacks. That's not like trash.
They were
But
a
they got
bottom three team in pass rush.
so what? Was
And
he the
then they
problem?
got Micah, and all that changed.
Was he the problem? We was number one in pass rush when your
Listen,
brother was here. What did that
I'm
mean
not
to us?
listen. I'm not telling you he's the problem. What I'm telling you is when
Mhm,
it comes to these running quarterbacks,
mhm,
which they played a lot of them. You know
mhm.
what I mean? When they came to them running quarterbacks, when I say them 3-4 seconds, yes, it's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, he has a good get off. Yes,
So
he
would you?
does everything correct. But when it's time to leave the pocket and go chase the quarterback,
Yeah.
watch what he does.
Well, did
There
you
is no
see?
pursuit there.
Do
There is
you
no
think
pursuit
D
there.
Law is trash too then? Because D Law had problems running quarterbacks too. So was he trash?
My thing is, it's not about speed; it's effort. What do I see with my eyes? Do I see you running, and then I see you hold up, knowing I know I'm not going to get there, but because you can
You're
not
not gonna
get
get there.
there, but it still affect the play. You know what I'm saying? You can
How?
not get there and still affect the play
How?
because as a quarterback, if I'm leaving the pocket and I look back and I see you holding up, okay, cool. He's not even going to try to chase me. I know I don't have
Well,
to
I
rush
didn't.
any
What
movements.
game are you talking about? Where did this happen? Again, you talking about against Caleb Williams in the playoffs? You
Definitely
talking?
against Caleb Williams.
Oh,
Definitely against
we're gonna
Caleb
get to
Williams.
that
It
game.
was
We're gonna
three
get to that
games.
game
It was
too.
three
Yeah,
games.
we just have
Definitely
to get
against
to that
Caleb
game
Williams.
tomorrow because I didn't cut that film up today. But I
Bo
got some of
Nix.
that. I watched that. Bo Nix. Bo Nix. What?
Bo Nix.
You said he was playing trash in the Denver game. You talking about?
No, I didn't say. But I'm not saying he was playing trash. I'm
Oh,
saying
all right. I'm about to
any of
say,
those
dang,
running
true,
quarterbacks, you can see him vividly. Once that quarterback goes to leave the pocket, I
brother.
don't have to play football no
I
more.
don't see the games where he's not hustling. That's my point. I haven't
I'm not
seen
listen.
the I'm not trying game. He's not
Listen,
fast as
I'm
his
not
brother.
saying
Like
okay.
what I'm that's like me
I'm not
coming out
saying
of
he's
nose
not
tackle
trying.
because he
But
can't
again,
chase
I'm
the
not
ball
saying he's
down.
not trying.
He's a
What I'm saying
200.
is,
He's 6'5", 280, my man. Like he not
listen,
your brother. He not chasing
listen.
them quarterbacks, and he
I'm
not
not saying
agile
you gotta
either.
be. I'm not saying you gotta be Micah. I'm not saying you gotta be Micah. But what I'm saying is, when people literally see you,
Did Micah catch
and
Caleb down?
if when they see your get
Did
off
Micah
and
sack
they see
Caleb
you
down?
bend that corner
Did
and they see the
Micah sack?
quarterback leave the pocket and they see you quit playing football,
Mm.
bro, and then they see Micah who don't quit playing football, you're gonna raise some
Did,
questions.
did Micah sack Caleb down? Well,
Caleb
he
Williams?
didn't. Caleb Williams, I mean, not Caleb
No.
down. I got Caleb down on the brain right now. You know what I'm saying? I
No, you
watched
good.
Caleb
You
down.
good. I'll be doing the same shit. You
Yeah,
good.
yeah, but all these motherfucking
Um,
Jalen's and Caleb's, all that, you know what I mean? But
um,
he ain't catching
nah, he
anybody.
didn't sack. No, he didn't sack Caleb. No, he didn't sack. But what I'm saying, but what that's what my thing is. When he didn't sack Caleb, but he was on Caleb's ass and making Caleb do things that he didn't want to do, throw the ball away, throw inaccurate passes. You can do that when you're
I saw
Gary.
him chasing Hurts pretty well. What was the problem in that game? Ain't no. I'm talking about Gary. That is, he was
Huh?
chasing Hurts. I saw him chasing Hurts. So I don't
But you
remember
didn't see him give up.
I don't remember. I remember the playoff game versus Caleb Downs, and I saw that he actually when they didn't have him rerouting tight, and then that's the other thing. Suddenly after week 8, and I'm gonna show you because I'm about to watch. We about to watch the Minnesota game together, and we're about to watch the. Let me see. Can you see the screen? I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
If I put the
pull
screen,
up that Dallas game. That's what I want you to pull up.
why you
Pull up
want me to
that
pull up the
Dallas
Dallas
game
game? What's wrong with that game? That's because
because
the brother was just trying to get sacked, but he was. That's not a good game for your brother. That's a good game for his pass rush, but versus the run, he wasn't looking good there either.
I'm talking about Gary. I want to see what Gary was doing. I didn't get to watch it the way I wanted to watch it because I was at the
All
game,
right,
so I
but I
didn't
don't
get to
got that
watch.
one cut
I
up.
want to
But
see what Gary
I
was
will
doing.
tomorrow. If you could do this again tomorrow, we'll do a part 2, and I'll have you want the Dallas game, you want the Chicago game, and what else? It'll be up here. It just take me a minute to get the whole game cut up. I got the 3 games your brother did the best of the season, which is the Giants, Minnesota, and the Detroit second game. That's what I got right here, right now.
Yeah,
But I'll have
those was
that.
all the games that they was preparing to move off of him.
They were preparing to move off of Gary.
Yeah,
Oh, that's why they're pulling him off the field, right? Why
I
would you be
mean
preparing to move him?
they was already doing that in the beginning though.
But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. If I got
They was
seven and a
always
half
doing
sacks
that.
in the beginning of the season, why would I be preparing to move off of a guy?
But a lot. But I'm saying like okay, out of that 7.5, about three and a half was cleanup. It's not
Why
like
does
it's not like he was.
that don't even make sense, bro? Why would that matter to me? How he
I mean,
got
I'm
him?
not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that to like, you know what I mean, discourage, you know what I mean, him or you know what I mean, talk down him. I'm just saying
I'm just saying, why would they be moving off the
when I was watching the game, it's not like he was like you
you
like how
doing?
you stated it, just winning or chasing somebody down, or it
Hold
wasn't
up,
no real
hold up, hold up,
extra.
hold up, hold up, hold up. He was getting sacks. It wasn't all cleanup sacks, bro. He wasn't
I'm
getting
not
all
saying no.
cleanup.
I'm not saying that. I'm not
Oh,
saying that.
I'm
I'm
about to
saying
say I can
half. I'm
show
saying
you the
about
money
half. I'm
Terrence
saying about half. I'm saying about half. Oh, that's what
and
I'm
I'll
saying
show
about
you.
half. But
I'll show you.
again, yeah, I mean, when you thinking about it, you think Micah come to the team, you think that person's gonna get 10 sacks, easy, right?
He would have. I can give you two more. Matter of fact, watch this. Let me see. Let me know if you can see this.
I mean,
Can you?
no, no, I was
Can
watching,
you? Can you?
bro.
You can? Were you watching now though? You can see this
Yeah,
screen
I
on the
was
right.
watching that. Yeah, I was.
All right,
Yeah, I see
all right.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm about to
yeah,
pull the
yeah.
Minnesota
I
game
was
in real.
watching.
Give me a second. Watch this.
They came in and really tried to run the ball too, though.
Oh, Minnesota, yeah, they only had 50. It was a quick game because they only had 54 snaps in this game, and that's because they ran
I'm
the
gonna
ball
say
more. But this game right
the
here,
Cardinals tried to pass the ball.
the Cardinals ran too.
Um,
Hold
yeah,
on.
they ran the ball. Yeah, a
Why
lot
not?
of teams tried to run the
Yeah.
ball.
Hold on. Your brother had three
Um,
sacks that game. That's why you pointing to that game though. But here, you can see
no,
this,
I'm
right?
saying
And
this is the
I'm not even
Cardinals.
gonna put
Like
my
a
script
lot of
on
that,
this.
because the Cardinals kind of passed a lot. That was like a team that like it was only like the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and I think there was another team in there. I think the Bengals that really came out and tried to throw the ball. No other team really tried to throw the ball against them.
All right. Well, check this out then. Watch this. Now we here. You can see this now, right? I don't got my glasses. You got yours, mine upstairs. So I mean, I ain't gonna put mine on. I'm gonna be blind for this one. But you can see this, right?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm going on the other screen for you. All right, check me out. So this game here, they did the same thing to Gary. They kept pulling him off the field. You're right. They did run the ball more, but even more importantly, if you said they was trying to move off of him, I can tell that because this is what we did with Mozzie when we was trying to move off of him. He started being a healthy scratch, or they just started putting him in spot work, but acting like they didn't want to use him. So you can tell. But this is after the trade, so it had to be incentive based, which I don't understand why you would do that to a
No, I
guy that's
think
already.
the way his contract is built, it was like, you know what I mean, if you're not producing, this is the year to after this year it was the year to get rid of you. So it was
Right.
just like
So they didn't want to give him a hefty
after
check. Go ahead.
uh, I think like I said, I think the plan was to move off of him off the rip.
Well,
All
it
they
helped this
the
out because
draft
his price would have been higher for the Cowboys. We got him cheap, and he took a pay cut because ain't no taxes, ain't no state tax in Texas. So he took a pay cut when he got here, and it's a prove it deal for him. No problem. You know, what I mean, he ain't even really looking to get extended. He don't even want it. He came and said no, I take the pay cut. Cool, but no problem. I ain't mad at it. Like I said, but check this out. In this game, and you already kind of spoke on it, but in this game, they ran the ball more, and I don't see a guy that's loafing. As a matter of fact, right here, and I mean, your brother's at the edge, and he kind of stand there. He
I'm
to the
not
left,
saying
right,
I'm
and to the
listen.
right.
I was never calling him a lazy player. That's why I said 3 4 seconds
When you said three,
because
4 seconds, that sounds lazy to me. You know what I'm
listen
saying?
3 4 no because most plays is you know what I mean
3 seconds,
five.
4 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like when I'm talking about when I say
Is
three four
is
seconds, I'm
he?
talking
It's
about
different
extended
types of
plays.
players in the
Look
league,
at
though,
him in
man.
extended plays.
Yeah, extended plays only. But boom, these plays here, you see Gary to the left, right there. He should have made that tackle. I think he should have made that tackle there. And but my grade on him was he's solid, but he needs to finish better, both in the pass and versus the run. He would have had way better stats had he just finished all his opportunities and ate all his food. Boom.
Facts.
This is Gary to the left here, Parsons to the right. Boom, gets chopped down there. Didn't really get a chance to pass rush because this is really not an honest drop back. This is a play action. But
Yeah,
they
they
cut him.
never.
They
They
chopped
probably
him.
got like 10 real dropbacks a game. That shit was
Yeah,
crazy.
but even the 10 real dropbacks, watch what he do in this game with the limited dropbacks that they actually do. Boom. There's Gary to the left, Parsons to the right. You see how he widened out here? They had him doing this the whole second half of the season. Right here. Watch this.
But it, like you know what I mean, it's just like you don't know if he's doing that or they're asking him to do that.
That was good pressure from your brother, but I'll expect nothing less from your brother on passing down. You say they don't know if he's doing it or they asking him to do that. What, press the tight end? No,
No,
they
not
asking
pressure
him to
tight,
do it.
not pressure
Wait,
tight
wait.
end, but you know what I mean.
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about like lit, like you know what I mean. You know what I mean, like You can say, yeah. I mean, a lot of times, you know, what I mean, you can tell he's going out there. He's trying to QB contain.
Yeah. Or press the tight end and reroute him so that he buys his linebackers and the safety time to get up on him and get into the zone. Like right here, let's see if he does it here. No, he get right up. See here, this looks like a stretch play. So he kind of this actually is a screen pass. He reads it, but look at it. He just pressing the read. He not trying to get upfield. Your brother was getting upfield at first, but you know what I mean. Boom, he read that, broke that up. That's a productive play. I ain't mad at that. But he broke that up. That's a smart play for Gary. You want to see that end of that again, just in case nobody saw it. To the left, boom. Reads, sees it, boom, jump right on it. It should have been an interception if he was paying attention. He just wasn't paying no attention. Boom. He to the left, Parsons to the right once again. Let's see what he does. Boom. Set the edge, go get it. No problem with none of that. Extend, go get it. Made the tackle. You can't run to his side and think you got to sneak in that jet stream right behind him like they be doing to your brother because he's not getting too far upfield. You chilling. That was a good get off, good rush there. Not great, but you know, he got a long arm there. He ain't had no time to get there. Let's see what's going on here. There's another run play. He outside, your brother outside, left and right. Let's see, boom. Great run play there. Gets underneath the block, breaks that up. Here's another one. Oh, that's the same play. I just get the whole play. Boom. Run right underneath that, make the tackle. Now he off the field. Obvious pass situation, they pulled him right off the field. Like you said, they was looking to move away from him. But the narrative that I was told, like I said, I thought it was bullshit because everybody bitch when they don't get their way. I get that. But once you pointed to the second half of the season, you said he's low, and I start looking at these games, it's right here, bro. Like it's no way that you
But
could
that's
tell me
the, you know
that
what I
he
mean?
his pass rush was
I
up
think
to him.
that's what really rubbed people the wrong way because it's just like you're not even playing the whole game. So like, how
But
when the
no,
quarterback lead the pocket, you don't want to go run them down.
watch this. That ain't what pissed people off. Ain't no way.
Yes, it
I'm,
is.
I'm
I'm
gonna
telling you,
tell
that's
you.
what pisses people
I'm
off.
gonna show you
I'm telling
because
you,
in this
when you
game,
look at
it's
that,
no
when
way
you
they
look
look
at
at this game and they mad at Gary. This is the end of the season. This is near the end of the season. Gary's
I
balling this
mean,
game.
ain't nobody mad at Gary. This game, we was beating the snot out them.
Look, so boom. Presses it. He's purposely running into the tight end. Boom, boom. Presses him. He got triple team on that play. No problem. Your brother got there. Made it a bang bang play for the linebacker. Cool. Parsons off the field. Gary to the right this time. Boom. In step. They run away from him on this one. So like I said, here they running away from him. I mean, he ain't your brother right here. He running, but he know he ain't gonna make that goddamn play. Ain't no way he making it
Then
there.
right there, look.
Ain't no way he making it there. Hey, he
I
not
know
gonna
he's
make
not
that.
making it there.
Ain't no way. He not that guy. Boom. I would be surprised if he did. They got rid of this boy. He hugged him all around the waist though. Your brother off the field right now, but Gary to your left. Boom. Tight end gonna hug. He got rid of him easy and got held all the way across the field, but ain't a bad rep. I ain't mad at it. He ain't look like he was loafing on that one. Now Gary to your right, your brother to the left over the tight end strong side. Let's see. Boom. He widens out. Goes get it on the tackle. I ain't got no problem with none of that. So all his run reps been fine so far. And I think he missed a tackle on one and gave up 6 yards.
Well, I said, if anybody here remind me of is D-Law.
Uh, Now here we go. You said anybody who?
D-Law.
D-Law what?
That's who it remind me of.
Oh, but what's the problem with that? That's what I wanted. But here we
We
go.
need a pass rusher.
Do we? D-Law just won a Super Bowl. Ain't no pass rusher. Wasn't no pass rusher over there. They
They had a
needed pass rushers.
collection. You know what I
They
mean?
beat.
They ain't have
They
an
beat.
elite one. They had a
They
collection
they
though.
they pass rush. So do we. They pass rushers was Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. They both led the team in sacks. Here we go.
And
Boom. We
that
got Quentin
interior
Williams.
pass rush is the best
We
one.
got we got better ones though. We got Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark. Why would and now Gary? Why would I be mad at that? They all good for 7. You know what I mean? Give me one young boy. Give me Ezra Raku with a good 8, and I'm cool with that. I don't need double digit sack. I don't, what? So if we get an extra 6 sacks from one guy, so one guy got 14 sacks because he's on the field more, like your brother. Why would we have a problem? And then even this, right? Gary already got 7.5 sacks. I'm gonna give you 2 more in this game that should have been sacks, but that weren't. Let me show you. Boom.
He had a couple. I think he had like 1 or 2 against Caleb Williams that would have been sacked.
Right
You
here.
know
They
what I'm
running right
saying?
at your
Like,
brother right here. Boom. Get that tackle, Mike. Where you at, Micah? What you doing, buddy? You let him run right through there. Take me through there. You know what I mean? Here we go. Gary off the field again. He run right back at him again. That's your brother
I
right there.
don't know. Yeah,
Oh, you said you don't know what. You
yeah,
don't do this on Gary's side, bro.
yeah,
Let me
yeah,
go back. Let me go back. Let me go
yeah.
back. Let me go back.
He said an edge,
So,
man.
so
He turned it back inside. Where my linebacker at?
hold up. Now that's making excuses, bro.
I'm just saying that's the real
We ain't doing
situation.
that. We ain't doing that. Here we go. Watch this.
Because if he
We
goes
gonna call.
inside to make if he
We gonna
goes
call.
inside to make that play and he bounces it, it's a way bigger play.
I'm talking about once he's already committed to the inside, you make the play, bro. Like we know how that go. Do your job, then go get the ball. There we go, right here. So yeah, his job here. Really, you got somebody else setting the edge, but it's not your gap. But right there, why he ain't make this play, bro? What's that? That's an arm tackle. Why you do that? Why you do that? What's this? Why you ain't even attempt?
Oh,
He
that's a
ain't even.
business decision. You
He,
seen Cuz flying in there? That's a
that was a
business
business
decision.
decision.
Yeah, you seen Cuz flying in there? That's a
A
business
lot of
decision.
business decisions. Here we go. Here go
That's
another
a
business
business
decision.
decision.
All right, so here you at the edge. His job is the edge, right? So you right on this one, right? But here, once he's in this gap, where's that? That was a business decision too. Yeah. All right, here we go again. Gary not on the field either. Boom. Why they even choosing this side to run to? I wonder why. Because he knows
because
how to.
because they because you know what I mean. Everybody want to go in that narrative, but
Because he
a
making
lot of the
business
times,
decisions.
but that's a lot of the reason why he got a lot of run stops this year because people thought they could just do that.
Yeah, he got a lot of run stops on his way to the quarterback. He ain't get a lot of honest run stops. I'm watching these run stops. Guys, either they run to him when he get a run stop in the backfield because he on the way to the quarterback, or he set the edge and they ran into him. It's not like he's shedding guys on every play. He's not shedding guys and going smack and shit. He's not. I've been
I'm
watching.
not. I'm not it's a couple times on the inside he shed and smacked some shit
I
and
said,
caused a
son, I
fumble.
ain't say never. He's just not doing that on a regular. Gary's
I
still not
mean,
on the field, bro.
I feel like I don't even know why. Listen, you gotta be a strong nigga to play on the inside. I can't believe they be doing that with 250 pounds.
I mean, I give him credit for it too, but still, he shouldn't be there. That's, I mean, it's not Madden. They be like, oh, he's strong as hell for a linebacker. Let's put him on the edge. This not mad. It's not mad. He's strong as shit. But this ain't Madden. He 250. 250 is 250. And if even if he's strong for a guy that's 340, when I chip you with another guy that's 250, it don't matter. We
Mhm.
got 500 pounds or 600 pounds to your 250. I don't give a fuck what you squat. You getting moved every
Yeah.
time. Boom. Right there, he was chilling. And he said, I don't want no turkey. Look at that. Oh no, that was a quarterback sneak. Wasn't nothing to do. I ain't gonna be even mad on that one. He ain't want none of that. Here's another quarterback sneak. Or this no, this is a dive play. But again, Gary's still not on the field though. I'm trying to wonder why. But like you said, they moving away from him, right? But he not on the field. There go 55 right there. Boom. Let's see. Gary's on the field now. He to the left. Still hadn't got an honest pass rush out of Gary this whole game. Game almost over. Game almost
Mhm.
over. He ain't get an honest pass rush yet. Not one. But when he does, it don't even make sense. The times when they actually let him get up, I think this ain't one. This is a toss. Boom. Your brother tried to set the edge there. I ain't like I said, I ain't gonna beat him up on the run plays. We already know this. We knew this from the Dallas days. Gary's to your right, your brother to your left. Good get off there. There's a run play, but again, he come in and race those. No problem. Gary to the right again, brother to the left. Boom. That's another run play. He looked like your brother looked like he hurt a little bit. I'm gonna give him some slack on that one. He looked like he hurt his hand or something. Boom. All right, good rush. Both got Valentine, man. Valentine keep missing. I told y'all, number 24,
Valentine
man.
could have been an all pro if he catches
If he would
picks.
just catch the fucking ball,
If he just
everything
catches
kept hitting
picks,
his
yo.
hands.
He would have been an all pro. Real,
Yep, I
real.
didn't even know who he was. I'm like, who the fuck is 24? Every game, something smacking in his face, and he can't catch for shit. I don't know how many interceptions he had, but that was horrible.
I
That was
think he only
horrible.
had like one or two, but he could have had about 8 or 9. That's crazy. He was dropping
He
them.
should have. I counted one game he had three, and he dropped
Mm-hmm.
all of them. Well,
Yep, dropped
obviously
all of
dropping
them.
everything. Bullet
And
dropping
two of
everything.
them was pick
Number
sixes against the
25 dropping
Giants.
everything.
He dropped 2 pick sixes against the Giants. Two of them.
Crazy. Yep, I
It was
see.
like, yo,
We just watched those. That's why I said y'all heard me just say that when he was on before. Boom,
trash.
boom. That was just a little stunt, but Gary's in there on that one. He wasn't in there, but I'm just saying it wasn't bad. Boom. Mm. He got his hands up, ball
I just think
overthrown.
this is like, yeah, I mean, I just don't think like the way he finished. And nobody got a problem with the way,
Nobody like the
he
way he
played the
finished.
game.
I don't either, but that I can deal with that. And like I said, I think he gonna contribute versus the run as well. Boom. They
Oh
got
yeah, he
that
gonna
sack before.
contribute versus the run, and you know what I
So
mean.
why
I
would I
just
be
think
mad to get a guy that's gonna contribute versus the one took a pay cut to
he
get here?
don't listen. Is he gonna get? Does he give you more than Clowney gives you?
Yeah,
That's my argument.
for sure.
I don't know about all
He's
that.
two. He's 6'5", 280. You know what I'm saying? Number one, run a 4.5, still young. He looked good the last 3 years. I have a problem with him in the last 3 years. Everybody else do for some reason. Look good the last 3 years. But the one thing that he got that he never had ever is two motherfuckers that can control the A gap and can give you A gap pressure. Your brother needed that too. Your brother was playing here. He'd be better. Everybody gonna be better here on the edge. Why? You got two guys that quarterbacks ain't gonna be able to step up in the pocket at all against Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark went in, and then we got guys behind them too. So all these guys, and then we got a wall. Every man to a man is what Gary is to this team. You see how Gary is your run stopper on this team. You can tell it's like stands out that you can't run the ball when he over there, right? Well, from right to left, from left to right, whether Ezeraku, Gary, Agbania, Bullard, Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, Morris Leofile. I won't throw Sam in there because Sam ain't consistent. But all those guys I just named to a man and Demo,
But
all of
my
them
thing is,
run stoppers, all of them. We
my
don't
thing
y'all ain't had it over there. He ain't got
we
that
in a
over there. And he
division.
ain't had
We
that
in
when
a
he was here
division
either.
where
He had
every
Smith running
quarterback
around.
runs the ball.
But bro, you keep talking like every that gives every team problems, not just Gary. Everybody got a problem
But
with
what
running
I'm saying,
quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. You need,
Everybody.
but that what I'm saying. You need an edge rusher that's going to chase guys outside the
What you
pocket.
think Ezeraku is? What you think Morris Leofau there for? And I think they're going to actually move Gary in line sometimes and play 4I anyway. He's not going to play outside
Yeah, he
linebacker every
should.
snap. You're going to do 4I and outside linebacker. So it don't really matter if he's the fastest guy on the field. That's not what he not here. They didn't bring him here to be, the quick cat that goes and chases quarterbacks down that's running quarterbacks. They brought him here to be a wall, to build the rest of their wall. He was the missing brick to the wall. If you're looking for a guy that could be a wall, but it's only going to give you 2 sacks, then he's just there for run support, right? But you get a guy that's a wall that's going to still get you 8 hustle sacks or 8 sacks on his own, and then now the scheme are going to get you 3, 4 more. If he end up with I guarantee you this, right? If he don't get hurt, it's going to be one of Gary's best years ever, guaranteed. If he don't get hurt, because he never had this kind of wall around him, and he never been the guy where, listen, he's the lesser of three evils. Out of the run stoppers on this team, he's not even the best one, but he is on this team. He ain't the best one here though. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little different because you could pick and choose against the Packers. You can say, look, man, Gary on one side, we running at Micah. Micah and Gary out there split wide, we running up the gut. Wyatt is okay, but he ain't Kenny Clark or Quentin Williams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay,
No,
you could
why
pick and choose.
why was a dog this year for real? I wish he didn't get hurt.
When you
Man,
say maybe he was dinged up. When you say dog though, it's like he was good. He ain't Quentin Williams. He ain't Kenny Clark. That's what I mean. Like automatic, don't do it. Don't do it. You can
listen,
run it wide
Devontae Wyatt was the reason why they was comfortable letting Kenny Clark go.
because they was hoping that he grows into what Kenny Clark was. He ain't there yet. Don't do that. Yeah.
Listen, when he was
I
healthy, he
watched
was
you
that.
can watch the A gap in this
He got
entire
hurt. He
season.
got hurt in that Dallas game. I can't wait to watch that joint.
Yeah, we gonna watch it
Cause
tomorrow. Just make
because
sure you're free tomorrow because I'm coming back on. All right, so
same
your
time.
brother. It's going to probably be earlier though, because but you never know. Because like I said, I do business during the day, and then at night I gotta do what I gotta do. So I'll jump on when I can, but I'd definitely be earlier though, probably like 7, something like that. All right. So to the left you got Gary. To the right, inside you have your brother. Boom. That was a good rush there. No problem. Wide, but that was a good rush. He just don't get out. That was like the 4th time he got the rush in this entire game, and the game is almost over. Now Gary back off the field again. You know what I'm saying? I would be pissed the fuck off. There go your brother getting a sack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, pulling the game off the field and then saying that. But I don't got no problem with you pulling off the field if that's what the coach want to do. But don't criticize him as fans and say, oh, he just stopped getting sacks. Like he was on the field the whole time and just loafing. He wasn't on the field to get no damn sack. So how the hell we judging that? There you on the field right there. That was an okay rush. Ball got out quick as shit. Good hit from 55 though. He smacked the shit out, buddy. to the right again. Boom. Now look, this is what they had him doing when tight ends is out here. He ain't trying to get away from this tight end. Look at this. Boom. And still got a good rush in right here. Boom. Still got a pressure. But he ain't trying to get rid of the tight end. He's pressing him on purpose to try to help out the pass rush. Your brother just getting chipped. So he's not trying to hold up the running back. He's getting hit by the running back. But Gary's purposely running to that tight end on his own. Why? Why would they be asking him to do that on a regular basis? Now, I don't got no problem with that if that's the scheme, right? No problem. But you can't criticize him then and say he's ineffective when this is what he's doing in games. Right there, your brother got the sack, but Gary just stopped the pitch. This is the reason he got the sack right here. Otherwise, if Gary was just selfish and just try to go after the quarterback, it's a wrap. But Gary sees this pitch. He falls for the little pump fake right there and holds up. And then, boom, comes inside. If your brother didn't get it, Gary would have got it. They could have gave him half, but they didn't. Your brother really earned it, no problem. But Gary helped him with that, right? All right, so that's six times he was able to rush, and I don't got no problem with none of those passes.
Micah rolled bull over.
Yeah, Micah knocked him out. Gary almost got that sack. That was who that came and cleaned that up? Phillips.
I think it's Wyatt.
That was Wyatt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Wyatt 96. I thought Wyatt was 95. 6. Maybe it's a 5. I don't know. Anyway. All right, so boom. I ain't got no problem with that rush. Boom, he did what he's supposed to do. Wyatt did his job. No problem. Here we go. He's standing out to the right. So that's like 6 pass rushes he got so far. I don't got no problem with not one of them from Gary. And then none of them look like, oh man, it's trash. Why y'all here? None of them. Nothing to do there. Jogging on that one, but so I mean he wasn't gonna make that play, but your brother got upfield, cut that off real good. Boom. Your brother being double teamed there. Good stunt right there, good pressure. So you telling me if he's doing this the whole game, he's not getting more sacks? Like it's all about the opportunity. You got to be up at bat, you know what I mean, to get some sacks. Even here, boom, that right there is a sack, bro. It would have been. This is why that's
what I'm saying. They can't finish.
Well, I'm just saying that right there, this right here. Look at this.
Packers fans are just fed up with that nigga. You know what I mean? You know how that be, but
that's not the play. Hold on. That's another one. Wyatt, I think, get the sack instead of him. Look at this. Killed him. That should have. Now, why would I be that's his 8th sack right there. It should have been. Boom. Why would I be mad at that? Like they just act like he just disappeared, didn't get shit. Wyatt got that sack because of him, but it should have been his sack. But I ain't mad at it. He caused the sack anyway, but that should have been his sack right there. That's his fault. You got to wrap up. But, I mean, he did wrap him up. He just flipped off his back. But right here, if you get this close to a quarterback, I mean, you did your damn job. I ain't mad at you. Boom. So, and then we already know he getting less opportunities than everybody. You already said they didn't have no natural dropbacks in this game. So for him to still get there, knowing that he didn't even have that many opportunities and was pulled off the field, that's highly productive right there, bro. Why the hell would I be mad at that? Boom. And then you're going to see another one right after this.
They just don't, it's just the effort level match to what you actually play in the game. I'm telling you, I'm telling you for what I heard from Packers fans. Listen.
Forget a fan. I'm looking at the film. Now look at this. He's pressing the tight end. So you telling me this ain't effort? Watch this. He's pressing the tight end on his own. He doing that because he wants to. Your brother not on the field. Boom. That's not effort. Why you get this interception? Why did you get this? That's not effort. Boom.
Hey, that was in the first 3-4 seconds of the play, right?
They asking him to why not his rush and not rush. They said that he wasn't allowed to rush, and he wasn't rushing. He only got out of this whole game. We still under 10 rushes on this game. In this game, still under 10, and 2 out of 10 are cool, but they ball out quick enough, or it wasn't like enough time for him to get there. But on that stunt, that was a pressure. He should have had a sack right there. There was another play where he pitched the ball to a tight end. The last time he was pressing the tight end, JJ pitched the ball to the tight end. That would have been a sack right there. But he got the ball out off on that pitch. That's 2 already. Then the one he just jumped on his back, flipped over his back. That was 3. And then this is 4 right here. This would have been a sack fumble, but he hits him here, hits his arm right there. Boom, interception. That's from him. All right, so that's 4 rushes out of the 8 or 9 that he had. That's half his rushes. He's highly productive. Why would I look at this guy's film and say, I don't see nothing worth grabbing? I don't like this pick. I couldn't do it. I can't do that to him. To the left, you see Micah. To the right, you see Gary. Let's see what happens on this one. This is about the almost the last play of the game. There's no opportunity to do shit there. Boom, boom, no problem. Same setup. Gary out wide. Look how wide the tight end is out. The split. He not standing inside the tight end trying to get to the quarterback. He taking himself the furthest distance away from the quarterback. That is the scheme, bro. Boom. And then look where his first step is. To the he's going outside the tight end on purpose. That don't look like a guy that lack effort. That look like they asking him to do that shit. And that's what they said they asked him to do. He's doing it again
Oh
on this.
no, listen, the effort comes when the
Boom. There he
quarterback
is
leaves the
again.
pocket.
He's not trying to get away from the tight end. He actually making his own job harder. He got two guys to beat. Get held on the end of that one. There go your running quarterback. I'm not mad at him for that. I can't hold that against him. Boom. Every rush so far. Now he back off the field. But every rush so far, I ain't have a problem with none of them rushes. None of them. None of that was trash. He off the field again. This is near the end of the game. Boom. He off the field again. Interception. That's game. That's game. I'm gonna come back in the studio real quick, and then we can jump to. I mean, if the people still want to do it, we could jump to another film. But you get what I'm saying, man. This is not like ain't no need to be on the. I
No,
can't
I'm
come
not.
at a guy
I was on the.
that's
I was
giving
on
me
the
that.
same. Listen. I was telling Green Bay fans because I was watching it. I was telling Green Bay fans a lot of it because even with Mike, I'm like, bro, if you look at it, if you watch these games, none of these guys are getting real opportunities to rush the passer. Maybe 10 a game.
But you saying that now, but I'm saying online, you
No,
like
I've been saying that. Listen, everything that I said, I backed up. I said 3 4 seconds. 3 4 seconds. I'm not saying he a
there
bad
you go.
player. I know it. I know what he can do. But I'm saying when plays are extended, you see his effort drop. And that's all I'm gonna say. And it just looks worse when you got a guy like
If I
Micah
say
who
that
don't give up on the play.
Mike could give up
That's
on
a
run plays, he just don't give up on pass plays. He give
well,
up
you
on
know. The obvious jumps, you know what I'm saying? When the
yeah.
quarterback leaving the pocket and Micah the only one breaking out and going to chase the quarterback
But
and make everybody else look bad.
I don't care what the Green Bay fans think and feel. They going off a narrative that's being spun. They don't have the same. And then you know better because you from this community. You and your brother from this. Y'all know that the Cowboy community, when it comes to football knowledge, is way different than any other group because we all been doing this for like 10 years. It's a bunch of content
I'm
creators
only
that
yeah,
really watch food.
you know
And
me.
the
I'm only
fans
going to talk about
the
what I
ball here.
watched.
They know ball. But in Green Bay, they probably know. But I'm not hating on Green Bay fans. I'm just saying they don't got a counterpart to the Vaches, to the Mees, to the Foots,
I
it's
don't,
a
you know what I
bunch
mean.
of us. The
Plus, you know what
Skies.
I mean. Plus, I only got to watch. I only really paid attention 1 year. You know what I mean. I don't know what it looked like last year and what they was asking him to do and what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's my point. I watched him. You know what I mean? I've seen all. I understand everybody don't get the same opportunity to watch as much film. Whether you got a job, you don't do content, or you even your brother don't watch as much film as we watch because he got shit to do. He got to either prepare for the next game or he got an off season regimen, whatever it is. I sit and watch games that he don't got the time to watch. I'm still watching games from his rookie year. I got time to go back and do that. He ain't retired. They can't do the shit that I can do. I understand that, but still, to make it seem like Gary is ass coming in the door, that was crazy to me. That's why I came at you about it because I'm like, ain't no way that you looking at this man's stats are only
No,
and
I'm
not like you
looking. No,
can't be
I'm
looking at the film.
looking.
You got to be looking at
I'm.
his stats.
I felt like we don't. I feel like for the team, we don't. I mean, obviously, you know, what I mean, you can always use another run stuffer. Our
You
problem
say it like
came where
it's another one you sprinkling in there.
yeah, I mean,
We got
no, no, no,
seven
no,
run
no, no,
stuffers
no, I'm
on
saying
the
because you know what
team.
I mean. Obviously, we invested in a D tackle position. I feel like now our run problems really come at the second level of the defense,
Look,
not the
man,
first level, the second level of the defense. So it's like when
look,
people
man.
say, "Oh, we need an edge rush, we need a guy who go get the quarterback," and you get a Gary, and you're not, and it's not like you're going to try to go get, you know what I mean, another veteran pass rusher like a
Why
guy
we
that's
need
going to make an impact.
why everybody keep this is my other point.
I'm
Why
talking
do
about a
we
guy that's going to make an
need
impact,
you say who?
not just a guy. I'm talking about a guy that's going to make an impact.
Yeah, who was he? Who should we have gone and got? We trying to get Grenard. They ain't trading for him yet. But honestly, when you look at us last year, right, and this is my issue with the fans too. Patience is a virtue, man. This time last season, right, we were saying how we gonna replace Zach Martin. We drafted Booker. How we going? What we gonna do as a second receiver
I
after
felt
the
like we
draft?
didn't
We
even get to
went out and
replace
got DK.
Zach Martin.
We went out. You say it again. I hear you.
I said I feel like we didn't even need to replace Zach Martin. I feel like
I
we did
mean,
that
Booker nice though,
that
but
year.
he
He
gonna
is.
be that. He got that's big paws on the pup right there. You know what I mean? He gonna be nice. So, but we addressed it either way. We addressed it well. I think Booker had a great year. Then you look at receiver. They said we need a second receiver. After the draft, we went out and got GP after this time. But during this
Now
time, we had the
listen,
same panic that we had. We'll say it again. I can't hear you.
would you have rather got a receiver there where you don't gotta be worried about paying the guy $30+ million and you know what I mean, you got a guy that you got for 4 or 5 years?
Well, that's because he got the same agent that your brother got. He got a dude that don't want to play no ball over here. So he might not be here, but I guarantee you, he play that same game. We'll trade his ass too. It won't matter. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. He can do it over here. He can. He could do that if he want to. But we can draft one right now. We can draft Tate with that 12th pick if they want to. They want a receiver. They can get one. You know what I'm saying? They could draft a receiver right now. And is he going to be GP year one? No.
No.
But guess what? GP ain't going to be GP next year if he leave. He ain't gonna be GP next year. If he leave here, where
Depends
you
on the
going?
situation. Depends on the situation.
I mean, you know, Jerry ain't gonna trade him to a situation unless he getting what he want. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to get something for it. So he's not about to send GP somewhere where GP gonna kill unless GP ain't an asshole on his way out the door or it benefits Jerry in some kind of way. Because if he don't like you, you're gonna go to the Browns like Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? So if he bang with you, he gonna look out for you. When he don't, he gonna try to get you. And that's, I mean, I'm just being honest how Jerry is. So at the end of the day, I think GP, his best bet. You found your pay man. His best bet is to stay here and dance with the guy who brung him, which is Dak Prescott. So if he wants to leave and his agent don't tell him that's the best thing for your career, you want to make long money, you want to get a second contract, another contract on top of this, you should stay where you at, bro. You know what I mean? You should. Now you leave, if your agent talk you into leaving, he trying to get all the money he can get right now off you. And you might not be in the league for 4 more years, or you might be in the league for 4 more years, but you ain't gonna be happy unless you land with like, you know, you got to land with like Herbert. You got to land with a quarterback that already is seasoned, like Mahomes, somebody like that can get you the ball. You know what I'm saying? You already left a team where they brought Terrence and you wasn't gonna play, you ain't get a chance to play with him. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the best thing for you. So him leaving and going to a quarterback that's not Dak, you gonna make the money, but then they gonna want to take the money right back from you after they get rid of that guaranteed money because you ain't gonna be doing the same shit you're doing with Dak. You're not. So I mean, not guaranteed. I know Dak trusts you more than he trusts CD. Why would he leave? But anyway, I wasn't even trying to make this about GP, but it is valid. That's a valid stance. Right now, we right where we need to be in the offseason. Do you think they don't know that Rashan Gary is not an elite pass rusher? They know that. They ain't worried about that.
No, I'm not even. You don't gotta be elite, but damn, he not even like he average. That's what I
Bruh,
was saying.
average ain't a guy that's going to get you like right now. I just showed you a game where he only rushed 10 times and got 4 sack opportunities and 10 times, like pressures and hits. Not like not no hustles, not no
But that's against
somebody
one of the worst
chasing him for
quarterbacks in
me.
the league, though, bro.
Say it again.
That's against one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Your
Dude.
brother played them, got sacks too. Your brother had, so
I
I should
know.
take 2.5 of his sacks away then. He
I'm
played
just
James Winston. That's 4 sacks. He
listen.
played James Winston. This is where 6 sacks came from, right here. Yeah, he had six and a half
James
sacks.
Winston, but we know James Winston not no bum.
What?
He not no bum, bro. We know James not no bum.
Stop that, man.
He's just a gunslinger. You know he not no bum. You know he not no
I be
bum.
setting people up to get hated on. I don't even want to do Jamie's like that. I don't even dislike that man.
I wouldn't call
That's
James
crazy.
no bum.
That's
I wouldn't call
crazy
him no
work.
bum. I wouldn't call him no
That's
bum.
crazy work. That's crazy. And
I
Arizona
wouldn't
too.
call him
Let's
no
say
bum.
so. You say what's his name? What's boy name from Arizona? Number 7. What's his name? Brissett. Yeah, 3 sacks.
I wouldn't call him no bum either.
Whoa.
I wouldn't call him no bum
He ain't
either.
great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ain't gonna come at them either.
I watched him torch. I watched him
Is,
torch plenty of teams
I
to call
watched
him a
James
bum.
Winston torch plenty of teams too.
That's what I'm saying. I can't call him no
I don't
bum.
think he's
Now,
good, but I mean, he not JJ. JJ McCarthy is just a different level of bad. But they not that. They not good. But anyway,
I'm saying
3
like,
sacks in the Arizona game. So that was a sack pad game right there.
and Micah only got them 3 sacks because I don't know who decided to leave Micah 1-on-1 majority of that game. That was crazy.
1.5, but we killed Arizona too when it came to sacks. But 1.5 sacks from the Giants game, and then 2 in Minnesota game. So those that's what's that? 8? No, 6. That's 6.5 sacks right there in just 3 games against bum teams. You know what I'm saying? So I got to take it away from him. I got to take that away from. I got to take the pressures away from. Gary.
But it was
That's what
success
you're
and
saying.
how many true pass rush opportunities.
But that argument helps Gary too, because your brother got, even if you say your brother got less pass opportunities because they ran the ball more, Gary got even less than your brother
Oh
got.
yeah, I know. But how
So
many pressures and sacks though over those
a
2 weeks?
lot, a lot of pressures for
A
sure.
lot of
I just
pressures.
told you
No, no,
10,
no.
10 pass
Like,
rushes.
hey,
Yeah, eight pass
listen.
rushes and
I was telling him, listen. When Green Bay
interceptions.
fans, was calling him a bum, I was telling him, bro, he's not no bum. It's not like he's just
Bro,
not
they
getting
they
there.
they see
He's
you. See,
getting
and this
there.
is this is what I want to say to you, and this is why I came at. That's why I called you back into the argument when I was like, "Yo, you started all this shit, right?" Because you see that the Packers see your name.
I didn't even realize it did that until
They
today
went,
when I woke
wow.
up. I
The
didn't even realize
Packers
it
see
did that.
your name. They'll see your name, and they know they on some bullshit, but they'll see your name attached to it, and they be like, I got a co-signer, right? So now they believe what they saying because they know him, you inside. So they see your name, and now they put all this sauce on everything that they're saying because they think they got backup. And honestly, Gary is far from a bum in these games where he's not getting sacks. That game right there, he had a great game. He didn't get no
Yeah,
sacks, but
no, I was
was
never
great against
calling
the run.
him a bum.
That's not a bad game. And then the next one is against Detroit the second time. Your brother killed this game, but so did Gary again. Like each one of these games, I see Gary balling. So I'm like, where is this guy that's like disappearing? I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't understand the argument. And then honestly, if we really
I
looking
think that
at
was
balance,
but
if
that was the last game he did anything productive
no, it wasn't the
outside
playoff, the,
outside of
play, the playoffs.
that Vikings game.
No, the Chicago game in the playoffs. I'm not even trying to disrespect you. That game, he had 6 pressures in that game. That game he had that game in the
Oh no,
playoffs is better than
that
his
playoff
brother's
game.
playoff performances
I'm
in
talking about
that game.
the one before that.
Which one?
The
That's
one
because your brother just got hurt. Once he got hurt, they start sliding all over. They still had him off the field. They still
oh
pulling
yeah,
him off the
definitely
field.
still had him off the field
Why are they pulling him off the field? And your brother not even on the team. Your brother's home.
because I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with. Well, I didn't like how people were saying, "Oh, they was doing it to make Michael look good." No, they wasn't. They wasn't doing it to make Michael look good. They was doing it because they had all intentions on getting rid of him after the season.
For what?
Money.
But either way, is that Gary's fault?
I mean,
Is that
no,
his? Is that him being on the field for 60 snaps
nothing is
and getting
Gary's
two passes?
fault. Nothing is Gary's fault
I ain't
until
say
you
that.
see
Is that Gary's
no.
fault though? If they want to get rid, if somebody want to get rid of me, and I understand this business, so if you want to, like they try to do that to Dez. Remember when Dez was about his contract, they started throwing the ball to him. So if they want to get rid of me, and I'm Gary, and I stop being productive at the end of the season, not because I'm on the not because I'm on the field and not productive, but because you simply pulling me off the field as a healthy scratch for series on series and putting guys behind that's not even really doing shit behind me. Like when you watch this Lions game, we can watch this real quick. It ain't gonna take long. But when you watch this Lions game, you can see that Jahmyr Gibbs is killing them whenever they pull Gary off the field. They still keep doing it anyway. They don't even give a fuck. They're doing it anyway. In the Lions game, did they lose that? No, they won that
No,
game.
we beat
But
him. Yeah,
yeah, but Jahmyr was killing them. And I'm like, why y'all keep now I don't
Mike
even
was
know.
killing their ass too.
Yeah, Mike was killing them. They moved the ball over. So check it out. This is the last one. And then, like I said, you want to do part 2 tomorrow, we could do it. This is gonna be quick. Because I know you gotta get to it too. I can hear you young and I got my young and them well, mine probably sleep by now, but it's Easter break for us. So she chilling. But yeah, I already know. But hold on a second. Let me pull this other film in here real quick and then we go on roll with that.
I don't know why Green Bay fans hating on Gary like that. I
Because of
just
you.
know.
Because
I
they were hating
just
on me too. I'm like, yo, all I said was which game y'all talking about? Because I don't watch the Packers. I was really asking honestly. They start cursing me out. I'm retarded now. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, you retarded. I'm like, how I become? I'm asking y'all what's up, and I'm retarded. It don't hurt my feelings. I'm just saying it's craziness. I'm like, how y'all going that far
I hate
in?
him. I just know.
Yeah, I
The
mean
only
that's
thing I had
crazy.
to say about him was the effort and pursuit of quarterbacks when they left the pocket. You could
So
just tell that he'd be
I'm
like, "Fuck
I'm
it."
gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna look at that since you brought that up. But that can't be why I don't like. I can't not like it. You said I don't like the signing or I hated this pick because of his effort versus
Because
running
we in a
quarterback.
because we're in a division where every quarterback going to lead the pocket and try to make plays.
He ain't gonna be the problem. That's what you need. That's why we need a sideline linebacker. We need another one to go with Demo. I think Demo can play middle linebacker at 6'3", 230. He can play linebacker now. Middle linebacker. He's not undersized anymore. He's big enough. You know what I mean? So I think Demo, especially in this with these fronts, Demo's gonna play very. I think Demo
Like
gonna have
me
a good year.
personally, I wanted a guy. I wanted Mafe. Mafe, he fast enough. He going. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Come
you
on,
know what I mean. He
outside.
not. Hmm?
I don't want a guy that can't stop the run on the outside. They gotta be like cold run stoppers. Otherwise, I don't want you. You gotta be cold at that. So
Hey,
I think a guy
baby.
that's cold at run stopping that can give me some pass rush. Like if you're a 70 overall in pass rush, but you a 90 in run stop, I'll take that before I take the 90 pass rush, 60 run stop guy any day. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I already know what you're gonna do to that. You're gonna
Hey,
run at that.
if I got other 90 run stop guys, I'm gonna make a way for you to get to that quarterback.
I mean, if that's what we got now, though, we done built the foundation. That's why I said yesterday we built the
But
foundation. I think we got.
that's what I'm saying. We need a 90 pass rush guy.
I think Ezra Rocco can be that guy for you, and I think we're gonna go out and get one in the draft as well. So I don't need him. I need a couple 80 guys. I don't need him to be 90. You know what I'm saying? I need a bunch of 80 guys.
Even
But here
80.
we go.
I'm cool with 80. But I feel like we ain't got no 80 right now either.
Ezra Rocco, not an 80. You crazy?
I gotta
Ezra
see
Rocco,
more. I gotta see more. I gotta
I
see
got to
more.
see more too. But Ezra Rocco, I got a lot of promises. I like
No,
his
but I
hands.
say you definitely got promise. And I
Ezra
want to
Rocco,
see.
cool.
I want to see what he look like after the hip too.
I don't think his hip that bad, but I mean, they ain't like his rehab so far. But he looking like he's good in the last joint I see. What's up, chat? All right, hold on a second, y'all. I'm about to pull this last film in here, and then I got the Detroit joint ready. We about to go in on that. Boom. All right, here we go. Let me get back over to that screen because I know it's late. Everybody jumping out there like I gotta work tomorrow. It's a work night. All right, so Gary to the left, Parsons to the right. Let's see what they doing here. Boom. They got 6 linemen in plus a tight end. God damn. You know what they trying to do. There go Gary right there. Running into the gap. God damn, that was a good rep. Now he's to the right over Panay. Your brother to the left. I think that's over Taylor. I don't know boy name. Boom. They run a misdirection. Throw the ball. Miss. Because your brother was on his ass. Let me see what this is. This is like they a double A gap look, but who's coming? Everybody. They brought
Micah drop.
Micah dropped on that one, but they brought 5. Boom. That wasn't a bad rush from Gary. I didn't have a problem with that. Your brother should have had a pick if they would have put that ball in the air a little bit. Gary to the left, Micah to the right. Gary whooped the tight end. He chasing this down. What are you talking about? What's this? Watch this. Look. So let's see what your brother doing first. Boom. All right, your brother trying to set the
Oh, like
edge. They run it.
he'll do that in the run. Sideline. Get down the line of scrimmage and make a play.
Hey,
Yeah,
he
he'll
almost
do
made
that.
that, and that's
He'll do
Jameer
that.
Gibbs he chasing. So why I think he can't chase the quarterback if he just did that? Jameer Gibbs
Because
fast as
we
any.
watch. Because I'm telling you, bro. I'm just telling you what I
I'm
watched with my
watching.
own
This
eyes.
is this is no. I'm just asking you which games because this is I didn't take no plays out of the game. There's no plays missing.
Oh
That's
no,
why
I
this
see
is
it.
wrong. No plays missing. So there's no cherry picks. It can't be.
I see it.
Gary to the right. This is why I said we ain't got to be honest. The film gonna tell us, right? It's either there or it ain't. I can't make it up. Neither can you. We can't. The film gonna tell us. Boom. Right there. Good rep. You can't run over there. Can't run where. Yeah, we already know that though. You admitted that already, so I ain't gotta keep saying that. All right, to the right, Micah to the left. He's Gary outside the tight end are dealing with both. We'll mix them in motion. See what happens. Let's freeze it here. Montgomery, it looked like he just running a gap run right up the middle, which he is. He tried to bounce this out. Gary cooked that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this boy Culver's run. Now they throwing a toss crack and he get caught in the wash right there. There he go jogging. He tripped over his mans too. That's the first time you seen him halfway jogging, but he ain't catching this ball anyway. But boom, he gets blocked out there and then trips over main man. But they don't get nowhere anyway. Don't make a difference. Boom. Your brother was actually haul assing on that play across the field. I'm gonna give him that. Your brother started to the right. Boom. Let's see what he do here. He come down the line of scrimmage. He haul assing. He should be in the middle of the field. He'd have made the play because he should be a linebacker. He'd have been this all going to him. I would just feed him. But he to the right now. Gary's off the field. No, Gary to your left. He is on the field. Let's see what happened here. I mean, he ain't counter on that one. It wasn't the greatest rush, but it was a good get off. They're gonna rush there. Not bad, but he was wide. He couldn't step back. He had to step up in the pocket. Your brother came across the line and got the sack. Cool. Now Gary back off the field. Back off. They did this to him all the end of the season.
No. I think he over there on the left. I think he over there
No,
on the
he
left.
not.
He just off
That's
the
number.
screen.
No, that ain't him. That's not him.
Okay.
That's 59 right there.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah. But they keep taking him off the field. Now look, he off the. Oh no, not this play. But I said when he off the field, watch him start getting yards every time they take him off the field as the game get a little deeper.
He off the field now.
Yep.
Damn, so fast.
Big time he off the field. They go 55 on the field again. Boom. Jet motion. Reverse. They covered that real well on that one. That was good. He wasn't on the field though. He off the field still. That's 55 over there. Let me actually widen this out so we can see who over there because I think it's too narrow. A little too narrow. All right, cool. I'll try to get that NFL sign out of there. Boom. Here we go again. He ran right at your brother this time. Boom. And he tried to set the edge. They cooked him on that one. But like I said,
He bit inside.
he don't get
I
paid.
remember. I
He get
remember
paid
that play.
inside.
He bit inside.
You can't bite inside against Jameer. And right there, he peeked inside and you lost. Boom. Got your ass whipped on that one. But they don't pay him to stop the run, I guess, right? They just your pass rusher. To the right, Gary. To the left, Parsons. Boom. So in the end, there, look at what he causes though. When he come in the game, look at this. He closed this gap off with a whole man. All right, so he can't go that way. Then he peel off to the edge. He can't turn. He can't cut to the left. He got to go right into the teeth. That's all. Even though Gary don't make the tackle on that, that's all Gary right there. Gary to the left, Parsons to the right. Boom. Does it again here. Stands this guy up. Build the wall. And then you try to step outside that, he smack the shit out you, even though he ain't tackling. These are all good reps right here, bro. I ain't got no problem with none of this. You could give me that on my team. I ain't no problem with that. Look at that. He could say he was slow to get up. That was him being lazy. He took a nap right here. After he made the play right there, he made this play, but he laid down for a little bit because Wyatt fell on his head. He like, damn, dog. All right, to the right, Micah Parsons is in the A gap standing up. Let's see what he do here. Boom. Good get off there. Good pass rush by Gary. Good pressure, but completion. That wasn't bad. That was his first. Pass opportunity, pass rush opportunity. Here we go, running again. Boom. Cut that off. They cut it back, but he ain't really had to do much. He just got outside of it like he's supposed to, but it wasn't nothing special. Boom. Gary coming down the line, make a tackle again. That boy looking good to me. Looking good to me. You can give me this on my team, I'll take it. He hustling right here. Boom, come all the way down the line. Boom, make the tackle. Oh, he ain't make the tackle. He just made contact. You got to finish right there, Gary. You doing, bro? Come on. Making me look bad. Boom. Coming down the line again. Just a dust up. Gary to the left. Parsons to the right. They run up the middle. Touchdown. Neither one of them could stop that. All right, this looked like an honest pass rush opportunity, but look how many bodies he got around him right now. Like, they got a lot of dirt around him. Let me see what's going on. Oh, there's a run play. Just a quick gap run. Neither one of them really did nothing on that one. Gary to the right, Parsons to the left. Good run fit from Gary again. I ain't see what Parsons did on that one. I ain't coming at him on this one though. Let me see what he do though. He shed and he shedded his guy though. Panay, he got rid of him. But he ain't had to do nothing. It was already done. All All right, so I like this look right here. It's like they NASCAR package with your brother and him right next to each other. See if they run a stunt. Yep, a twist at the end. Both of them got there, but your brother got there first. Obviously, they still completed the pass. Gary off the field again. Parsons, boom, completed the pass. Love short John. Parsons to the right again. Gary off the field again. Huh. Gary to the left. Parsons to the right. Ain't no time for nobody to get there on that one.
My boy, he missed the tackle right
Touchdown.
before halftime.
Who missed that?
Valentine.
Oh, 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 hold up. Watch your brother on this one, brother. Don't and then tell me about effort. Watch this. He dropped back in coverage. Boom. The ball is in the guy's hand. Boom. Missed the tackle. What your brother doing? Walking, not paying attention.
He thought Cuz made the tackle. Shit, I thought
He
he made the
walking.
tackle.
He walking. He stopped. He
He
ain't,
thought
even- he, his
Cuz
head
made the
ain't even in the
tackle.
game.
Listen,
If Gary did that, he would have
live,
cooked him.
live. I thought Cuz would have made the tackle. I couldn't believe that
And no
shit.
matter what he thought, but if Gary did that based off of what you saying about running quarterbacks and his laziness, if Gary did this, you would have cooked him, bro. That's lazy.
That was one
Come
of
on, bro.
them. You
Why you
know what I
walking?
mean? He thought the play was
Why
over.
you
You know what I
walking,
mean?
man?
And then when he looked, he see you pick right back
I
up.
mean, he only got effort when it's time for him to rush a quarterback. See, when he ain't rushing the quarterback, this is what he drop back. I did my job.
Yo, I'm
Look at that.
dead.
He
Yo.
walking the whole time. Even when the ball and boy, he ain't running. He ain't running nowhere. He
Cause
walking.
listen, you saw what
Look at
he
him.
saw. He looked right
Walking,
at
walking,
Cuz,
walking,
bite on
walking,
that.
walking, stop. Walking,
He looked
walking,
at
walking,
Cuz,
walking, stop. See
peel
what I'm
right
saying?
for the ball. I would have looked
Nah,
right off too. I
nah,
ain't gonna lie.
he had an opportunity on that one to make a play if he could, if he would have been paying attention.
Definitely was not paying attention. That was nasty. And that joint was
Now
right before half.
Gary off the field now. They're gonna run right to the void where he was supposed to be at. Boom. They got him though. They did a good job there. Gary off the field again. Your brother to the right. Boom. Your brother get upfield. They running right at him. Boom. They got him though. He got some yards, but but you see what they want to do when Gary ain't on the field. They start haul assing at him. Gary on the field right next to your brother now inside. Uh, Good get off there. Double team there, but good jumps in his face. No problem. Uh, Completion. Gary to the
Um,
right, your brother to the left. Let's see what happens here. Boom. Run play. Smack. Gary made the tackle there. He do it almost every time. Let me see. Stands this guy up, sets the edge, get inside, go find the ball. It was already done, but he helped out at the end. No problem with that effort. Right, Gary on the right, Parsons to the left. I'm gonna get you out here right after this, bro. I know you gotta go. It's almost over.
no, he good, bro.
All right, bet. So here, look,
You know you're not supposed to be in that.
look at it.
You know
Boom.
that.
Gary inside. Oh, Gary to the right. Watch it. Swims to the outside, which is the wrong way to go anyway. But
No.
he's trying to maintain the edge though. So he swims outside, come underneath this, still make the tackle. Boom. I ain't got no problem with this dude being on my team, man. To the right, Gary. Parsons left. Gary over there by himself, no man's land. Ain't had to do shit on that one. Gary to the right, Parsons left. They welcoming you to run up in the middle right now, but they split. Let me see what they doing. They audible something. We doing run. I said they was welcoming you to run up the middle too, and they did it. That's crazy. Uh, Parsons. Let's see what he doing this one.
Threw both blocks and made the play.
That was
Third,
good.
that was fourth down. I'm pretty
I
sure
didn't say
too.
I didn't say he never do it. I just say he don't do it all the time. But that was good. I ain't no problem with that. I ain't say never. I just said not consistent. All right, here we go. Boom. Long arm there. They both kind of got. He's running there, but that's golf. Golf getting busy too. But listen, like I ain't got no problem with none of these reps from Gary, bro. I'm trying to see. I'm almost through this game. This game almost over. This is the third game, and I don't. And he not even on the field every play. This is probably the most snaps he got in the game. That's because they knew they were gonna play a run heavy team. But he ain't been getting as many snaps. Boom. Did he beat the guy? Nah, neither one of them do. Boom. So I'm not like I'm mute for you. So that way they don't hit down. Until a young boy calm down. To your son relax afterward. All right, cool. That's your son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a 7-year-old. I got four of them on my.
He ready to go to sleep. That's what that is.
I know what that is. I mean, that's what they do. That's how they do. Here we go. Boom. All right, cool. Boom. All right, so Gary to the right, Parsons to the left. Boom. All right, they threw it right over his head, but neither one of them got no opportunity to do nothing. It's a play action fake. They both had the same little predicament there. Nothing happened. No problem. Next. Boom. Gary off the field again. Look what happened on the other field. Gary off the field again for 55. 55 jump inside, falls, and get cooked. 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 Whenever you're off the field, they cooking. Gary off the field again. Your brother is inside playing 4-eye, play action. Nothing happening because they double teamed him. Had plenty of time. Touchdown. No Gary. Why? I don't know. Brother to your left, Gary's still off the field after that series. The next series, they still got him off the field. Play action, got plenty of time. Cooked. It's a flag for something, I don't know what. Maybe pass interference. Gary off the field still. Your brother out to the left. Boom. Flea flicker, dummy. He dropped that. Gary still off the field. Your brother out to the right. Run right at him. Run right through him. Cooked. Brother to the left. Gary back out there because they said, all right, they're cooking us on the ground. Get back out here. Your brother out to the left. Let's see what happened. Oh. Gary get ran through too. Damn, Gary. I was just taking up for you, buddy. You just let him get to the edge. All right, to the left. Gary to the left, your brother to the right. We almost done. There's only a couple seconds left of that. Boom. That was just a screen. Your brother recovered real good. Gary got blocked off by Jameer, but your brother recovered good, and Wyatt went and tore that shit up. That was a good rep by Wyatt for sure. Your brother to the, Parsons to the, not Parsons, Gary to the left. I don't think your brother on the field. Wasn't making that play anyway. All right, brother back out there, Gary out there. Brother to the left, Gary to the right. Outside the tight end by 5 yards for what? Boom. That wasn't a bad rush. He just was. He was forever away. Ain't no way he gonna make it. He got one opportunity in his entire game so far to rush the passer. Gary did one. How they talking about him not having sack? Where was he going to get a sack in this game? Your brother ain't even had that many opportunities to get a sack in this game. But where was he going to get a sack? They play
And
action.
that's what the coach used to come to the press conferences and tell him, like, man, these guys ain't getting opportunities to rush the passer.
Yeah, he's just play action in the whole game. When is he gonna get a sack in this game? Ain't no sacks to get. But he not even on the field anyway. They running the ball right now. Good rep by your brother there. But yeah, they running the ball right now. Ain't no sacks to get. He not on the field anyway. So here he is again. End of the game. I think did y'all win this game?
Mm-hmm. I think Mike about to get a sack right here.
They're still throwing the ball. Ain't get a sack there.
I think it's, oh yeah, that's the fourth down play he dropped it. Yeah, I remember.
Give him a sack and bum time. Let's see. Gary to the left now. Boom. There go a pass rush right there. And they playing off of that though, running like a little tunnel screen. But that was a good cross face right there. Boom. Got there, but they let you in there, though, Gary. But they missed it. That was his second opportunity to brush the passer. This is a play action again. Gary there again. He gets pushed out of the path for the quarterback, but no problem there. Boom. He delayed rush there. He probably got the sack. And delayed rush because of, I guess, the tight end. Let me see why he delayed. Boom. He outside the tight end. Yeah. That's how you could look at that, bro. Why would he be doing that? He's told to do this. He's supposed to be rerouting the tight end, but the tight end took a wide release instead of upfield, so he stopped. But he ain't pursue his rush until the last second. Your brother got that though, smack. But he got there. He would have got there if they ain't asked him to do that dumb shit. He's standing out there doing nothing. Now he off the field again. Brother almost got that one too. He's still off the field. And they trying to throw the ball to get back in the game. He ain't even gonna let him get the bum time sacks. Bum time sacks. Everybody, 55 got him a bum time sack. Why can't Gary get the bum time sack? Why can't nobody get the bum time Jones? These the stat padding Jones. Why he can't get one of these? 55 in there. Why Gary can't do this right here? It took him forever to get there, but he got the time. Why? Because they got to throw the ball. They got to get back in the game. Gary, he ain't even getting the opportunity. Now he back on the field again, and look what they do. Play action again. As soon as Gary come out, it's play action time. You know what I mean? This is crazy. It's crazy. The game almost over. Boom. Gary get off on that one. Good throw. Damn, cooked.
Yeah, Jameson Williams was killing him.
Gary on the field this time? I don't think so. Nope. Oh yeah, he over there. Yeah, and he made the play. He to the left. Your brother ain't on the field though. Boom. Smack that. Come up. Boom. Smack that. Like I said, I ain't got no problem with Bull, man. To the left, brother ain't on the field. He must be tired. He got his bum time sack. He said, "I'm gonna go get me a sandwich." You know what I mean? He went right to the bench. Boom. Gary trying to get his bum time sack right there, but he got rid of the ball. Let me see. I think that's it. No, this is the last one right here. Everybody try to get him a bum time sack on that one. Tackle the ball is over. I think so. Oh, this is the last one right here. Gary off the field for this one. No, he over there. Miss. Oh no, this is over. He had like 7 pass rush opportunities. If you count this one, I think let's see if you get one here. 8. Yeah, eight times he could have got himself a sack. Your brother got that's where your brother got his second bump time sack right here. Look. Everybody it's like the Oprah Winfrey, like you get a car. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting bump time sacks. Gary at least got on the field at the end of this game, but ain't get no opportunity to get no sacks. So it ain't no way you could say that he be loafing or he was like not you. I'm talking about the Packers fans who saying that he's trash. Where?
Because listen, they only say the loafing and shit for what the situation I'm telling you. When they expect him to get after the quarterback when he leave the pocket, and they see him just give up on the play.
Yeah, but my point is this: he didn't give up on no play.
I'm not in the run. That's what I'm saying. Like in the run, you can just tell he wants to play the run.
And that means that if he did give up on some, you probably found 2 games, and I haven't seen them yet because I've watched so far. I've watched like 10 of their games, and I've watched all of the games, but I haven't seen it this way where I haven't picked out. I picked out everything. I usually separate the runs, separate the pass rushes, so I'm looking at one or the other. But now I'm just watching the entire game. And it's actually better to do it this way for me. I'm gonna start doing it like this because I can see the story. I can see what's happening. Whereas if it's Gary snaps that I'm looking at, I don't know that he wasn't in the game that much. I can't tell at his snaps. When I look at all the plays, I'm like, oh, it's 70 plays, but he's in for 17 snaps. That's kind of weird. Are he in for 30 snaps? That's kind of weird. I didn't know it was 89 plays in this game, shit like that. So like the first game against the Giants, it was like 84 plays. He was on like 25, maybe 30. Why would that be? If he just had like 2 weeks before, he was top 5 in the season in sacks. 2 weeks before that, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, they had 2 losses. I think Carolina and somebody else beat him, and then suddenly they start pulling him even more. I'm like, why are you pulling him out of the game? And then when you pointed to it, I didn't even know that was a thing. He was like, he only playing 50% of the snaps. I said, oh, I didn't even know that. So that's what made me look at it this way.
That's where people really started having a problem with him because he only playing half the game, and you only playing half the game. But like when they want that effort, when they want that effort to be there, you know what I mean. When the play's extended and it ain't there, that's where they be having a problem.
You know it's business, bro. They did him dirty, bro. And the fact that and then and I'm all the way out here. I'm back in your hometown, or not hometown, home state. I'm in Jersey now. I'm kind of lying. I'm in Jersey. I'm near Philly. I was in Philly. Yeah. But you already know. If I know from here though, I know you know because you were around the conversation all day long. So you know that was business, bro. It wasn't no he on the field loafing and playing like trash. When you said it, you already know. Like, you know what I mean? That made me think that they must have been rumbling in the locker room or something. I know you ain't gonna say it if they was,
No,
but
no, no, no.
how I'm
They
like, they
don't got
must have beef
him and
because why
Micah.
the hell we even say it
Him
in the
and
first
Micah
place?
don't got no problems. Him and Micah never had no problems. But
Uh
him and Micah never had no problems. But like you know how Micah talking. You know what I mean?
cocky as
When you
hell.
know what I mean, he talking about effort and all that.
He did that. That's my
Everybody
point.
take.
He did that to D Law too. He did that to D Law too. That's what I'm saying. So
But you
he
know what I
talked
mean.
crazy to his teammates. But
In
I'm saying,
those
go
in
ahead.
those situations though, like he was right. You know what I mean?
But
That's what I
calling
can
out the
say. In some of those
teammates
situations, he
publicly,
was right.
that's he wrong because that's not leadership right there though.
No, 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 I'm saying no. It's
I wouldn't do
leadership. It's leadership when you're saying we need to do this and train for this and be ready for this.
But are you saying it in the locker room? You could talk to them in the locker room. You don't gotta
Oh
say that.
yeah. No,
You don't gotta say that
no,
on
no.
podium.
This is
And you damn sure don't point at nobody else play like he did. D. Law is talking about some getting tired. They started the tired conversation. They should have did that. No, you could curse like me personally. I mean, if I'm gonna say something to a man, I'm gonna just pull you to the side, say what I gotta say to you, no matter what I gotta say to you. But it's gonna be me and you. It's not gonna be no grandstanding in it. That's why I told you when you come on, ain't no ambushes because we still should be able to look at each other in the eye and say, all right, you know what I mean? We don't agree on certain shit, but we ain't got no beef at the end of it. But if I boss you on here and I try to grandstand you, that's a different story because you know I'm in public trying to land base you. That's craziness. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody do that to me, I'm gonna handle it the same way. So I understand that. So it's a certain way, it's a time and place and certain way you handle those type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go and on the
yeah.
podium and start saying
That's
that.
what I'm. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't directed at towards nobody, but you know what
But
I
he
mean. The
already had
way
the articles coming out about this. The podcast and all the articles in Green Bay fans were already saying, where is Gary? Where is Gary's stats? Where are they? Where did he go? But if you're watching the live in the broadcast, you don't see the story because you don't notice that he's not out there. But when you watch his film, you can see. So I'm like, y'all know, eh, they know why he wasn't out there. And at the end of the day, I understand that this business. Like I said, he might have had an incentive lative contract, but
no,
the fans don't understand
a
that.
lot of them fans didn't know he wasn't out there like that. You know that.
Exactly what
You
I'm
know
saying.
what I mean?
But you know, you told me. I didn't know either. That's why I
Yeah,
said
that's
I
what I'm saying.
didn't
A lot
know.
of
I
them
wouldn't even be
fans
doing
they
this
look at
show.
the box score, but they don't even see he not even on the field for real. Me, I'm only gonna talk about what I saw
But
after, you know what I mean, in extended
but
plays.
you, that's what I'm saying though. But you know. So what
Hmm.
you when I say certain things, I used to do it, and I'm telling you this like this is just you know what I mean. Like it ain't no young bullshit. I'm older than you, but I ain't giving you no advice for no reason. I'm just telling you, you got a future in content anyway, because people you got a voice, you know what I mean, you got followers, right? But listen, when I used to come on, I do what you do and I say shit like this emotional, just say what I want to say. I used to just do that in the beginning. That's how I got here in the first place, talking about Dak, right? But then I realized everybody take what we say and run with it like they run with it with the win. And that's just me. I got credibility just because of the content I've been doing. You got
Definitely,
credibility
they
from the
take what they
content.
want. They take what they want to hear and run with it. That's what
I'm
I don't like.
saying, but you got credibility because of the content you do and who your brother is on top of that. So when you say something, they running with that even heavier. Like I said, I've been between the two posts that we did, it's like 200,000 views on just the two posts. The comment you made got 100,000 views, and my response to it got another 100,000 views. That's 200,000 people watching, or same people watching it over and over again. Who knows? But are some robots? Who knows? But it's 200,000 people watching that believe what you're saying, and now they feel confirmed in the idea that Gary's either a bum or he lazy. They got people sending me Jones talking about something. Somebody said he fat. He fat like somebody like the fat. I forgot what he said. He said he fat and some other shit. I'm like, damn, like they killing him. I'm like, yo, he ain't even suit up for the Cowboys yet.
Nah,
And now you got
they only
Cowboys fans
say
doing what they did to Kenneth Murray last year, which
they
is
say he's
before he
lazy because they
flex,
say, you know what I mean, they
already
don't.
calling him bad before he even get to suit up. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what. I think he just it was something with some condition. I think there was an article coming out about his conditioning or something like that.
Wow.
I think that's where that came from.
Yeah,
But
that's
you know what I
wild.
mean? It's like
That's wild. I'm watching this man. He balling every time I make the field. So I'm like, that's wild. But look, man, I know it's late. It's 12:10 for me. I know it's late for you too. So I mean, I've been on here for like almost 3 hours again tonight. So like I said, we ain't gonna go too long. But tomorrow, let's definitely, if you got time, we do a part two, or we'll do it again later in the week because I want to
Yeah,
move on.
because I definitely want to go to that Dallas drum for sure.
We're gonna go to the. I seen it already. It's really like not much to talk about. Gary
No,
had
no,
two
no,
good
no.
runs in that draw, but he ain't had no pass rush opportunities really either in that one. He was getting blocked by Steele. It wasn't like he was 1-on-1 the whole time and getting cooked or something though, or getting pancaked. And then
Oh no, no, no.
and that
I was just confused. Like, you know what I mean? I
your
expected
brother,
that one to be.
your brother balled that game when it come to pressures. But here's another thing, bro. You know damn well that wasn't no sack. They gave him an extra John. He ain't sacked Dak in the overtime neither. That wasn't
He ain't make it to
no,
he ain't make it to the line of scrimmage.
I already measured that already. By the time Dak knee hit, the ball was beyond the line of scrimmage for sure. They had to give
I got a screenshot,
they
but
gave him a gift. They gave him a
he
gift.
said,
But I ain't mad at that. He earned the gift. He just like Jordan earns the foul. Jordan is a star player. He gonna get that call. Your brother gonna get that sack, but that wasn't no damn sack. Gary, that would have been a no gain tackle or a 1 yard gain tackle if it was Gary. That wasn't no sack. But you know what I mean, go ahead, take care of fam first, man. I appreciate you jumping on here late and being a good sport too, because you already know, like I said, I ain't gonna do no nut shit unless people doing nut shit. I'm not gonna try to ambush you or none of that, bro. So
"Oh yeah,
appreciate
no."
no, because people do that. I'm like, you don't even know. People don't know what you're walking into. People be inviting me places, and I ain't even know they invite me to a fight, and I ain't even know that's why they called me. I'm like, damn, why you ain't tell me I was about to get sucker punched when I got here? You know what I mean, why they call?
You got to pull up ready.
Yeah, I know that now. I had to learn. I had to learn. I'll come in here polite, motherfuckers cursing me out. I say, hey, hold up, wait. Yeah, me.
Yeah, I see you. I didn't know you. I knew you were going live. I see you live, so I came in here
Yeah,
and
I
I was
said I was
watching the
gonna go
Giants
anyway.
breakdown.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't no. I mean, I ain't doing him dirty because like it would be corny and disingenuous if I tried to do him dirty. I went off on the run plays because I know he brother jog on some run plays anyway because he be worn the fuck out from getting double team all day because he shouldn't be there. But when you made the standard of Gary being like lazy, I said, all right, well, listen, bro, everybody jog on some play or another.
I'm
Nobody's
about to
running.
say I don't think Gary lazy. I just think
Yeah,
that when he don't got the motor to want to chase plays when
yeah.
quarterbacks leave the pocket. If he feels as though he can't make that play, he's not even going to try. Mike could go and try.
On pass downs because he want them sacks. He ain't
No,
gonna try on
even
run downs. He not
on
chasing shit.
rundowns,
That's sometimes.
even on rundowns,
Sometimes.
you know what I mean. If he can
Sometimes.
chase something, he's going to chase something.
I
I'm
seen
not.
brother him and
I'm not.
the lineman doing this together. The lineman like, man, don't make me work. And Parsons like, all right,
Sometimes he
you
be
don't make me
tired.
work, I'll make you work. And they both just holding.
Sometimes he be tired. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
know. Yeah, that's the point.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's
Sometimes
cool.
he be
That they
tired.
human beings. I mean, they
Hmm.
human beings. I understand that. They not robots. And this ain't Madden. You know what I mean? You
And
can
he
turn.
understand he got to save himself for that fourth quarter. He knows that.
I know that too. You can't turn the fatigue off in this game. Plus, and then but here's one thing that I know he gonna tell you about, man. Recovering on that knee in the frozen tundra gonna be a whole bit.
He,
It's gonna be a whole bitch right there.
like, he already told me, look, he already told me, he's like, man, going through this shit, I don't never want to go through this shit again. He was like,
Yeah,
he ain't
yeah.
going, he ain't gonna rush back.
There ain't no point in rushing back. Now, he worth too much money to rush back. Don't play with the house's money, because then that'd be a bad joint for him. But here's another thing, bro. Here's something he got to pay attention to. Your man Gary tore his ACL in 2022, right? You know what he did the first year he came back in 23, he had 9 sacks. I'm like, hey, I ain't even expect. That's kind of crazy. So, you know what I mean? Well, then he ain't gonna play a whole season. Your brother ain't gonna get that this year because he ain't playing. He ain't coming back to the middle of the year, right? Something like that.
No, it depends on how you feel. I guess the body feel. You know, what I mean, he ain't gonna come back till he feel like he ready.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
ain't
He's
gonna
true.
come back. He ain't gonna come back at night. He said
And
ain't
I
no
ain't like I
reason to
said, I
come
ain't
back
trying to
at
get
night.
no information out. I ain't trying to hold you until nothing. But I'm just saying I don't think he's coming back to mid season anyway, like probably October, November. But like I said, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, bro. I appreciate you. Let's do it tomorrow if you can. Just text me and let me know, and we'll do it
For
again, man.
sure. You gotta let me know what time I can get on.
All right, that's a bet. Take care of the fam. Talk to you soon. And
All
the
right, bro.
rest of y'all appreciate the. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all the super chats. I was, you know, what I mean, obviously we've been watching a lot of film this John. I couldn't get to the memberships either in the comments, but I appreciate y'all, and I will leave the comments up for people to rewatch. But we gotta get out of here. It's late. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
a coochie, you want to threaten to, you going to put your hands on me? You going to put your hands on me? Y'all threatening to put y'all hands on me on behalf of Clarence Rack? I see. Y'all don't really care that much. Y'all just thought this was a good opportunity to try to dogpile. Y'all